maybe 450. I don't know. No, I think it's 400. His house is worth 400,000, and he wants to do a seller finance deal. He wants me to put down 55K at 8% interest on the seller carryback, which is the amount that we're seller financing with him. And I'm like, okay, 8% interest only is not very good. I don't really like that. Let me fix your blurry camera, Instagram. It's not very good. I don't really like the idea of 8% interest only. So we negotiated a little bit, and here are the terms that I got him to agree to. I got him to agree to $400,000, $45,000 down. We take over your mortgage of $273,000, and we seller finance the rest. We went from seller financing at 8% interest to 0% interest, and I'm taking over the mortgage at 2.73%. So we've got a combined rate, 2.73% interest. And then we also have an interest rate of 0% on the seller carryback with literally 10% down. A beautiful deal, a beautiful deal. Seller signs the contract same day. We hop on the phone with him. We talk him through the contract line by line by line, and he signs the contract same day. It was a thing of beauty. I proceed to call my buyer. Hello, Mr. Buyer. Hi. Guess what I have just gotten? And I sell it to him for $15,000. Now, we find out that there's an unpermitted ADU on the property. ADU is I think it stands for additional dwelling unit, right? Additional dwelling unit. It's an extra structure that could be on a property. It's not permitted because bro didn't pay no swearing. Bro didn't pay the damn engineer and the permitting company, which is somebody through the city. So we call them and we're like, yo, what do you need? And then he's like, $6,000. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I take $2K off of my assignment, and my buyer agrees to pay the remaining $4,000. And because it's a crazy deal, guys, the total PITI, combined PITI, it's like $2,100. The rent is like $4,200. It's like cracked. It's just the best of the best. And it appreciates as a single family does, not a multifamily, which is steeply. And it's in Clearwater, Florida. Clearwater, Florida, good area. Anyways, we find out there's an unpermitted ADU. We talk to the seller. We figure it out. We're paying for the unpermitted ADU. He doesn't have to pay a dime because he says he doesn't have the money, so we're paying it for him. Anyways, we're all good to go. Everything's on track. And then bro sends me a message, and I'm going to read the message aloud. The message says, I am formally notifying you that I am canceling the agreement signed on May 19th, 2026, and will not be proceeding to a closing. Your verbal threat over the phone to maliciously place a lien on my property to force me to close, that's literally in the recourse terms of the contract that I can file a lien or memorandum against the property. So first of all, not malicious. Second of all, literally just trying to get you to uphold your end of the agreement as you said that you would. Anyways, he says constitutes unlawful coercion. Oh, big word, bro. Big word, dude. Constitutes unlawful coercion. Now tell me, is that opposed to lawful coercion? Is there a form of coercion that's lawful that I could have used? No, you're literally just adding in words to sound fancy and pretentious. Anyways, he's literally just making up shit. He says that I coerced him. Keep in mind, coercion is if I had some sort of like secret information on you or a threat of some sort and force you to sign the contract under duress. We were live at the time of the contract signing. We were live. I have the whole thing recorded. I was like, and line 1.1 means this. Oh, you have a question about line 1.3? Okay, so line 1.3 is this, and line 1.4 is this. And essentially, I walked him through the whole process. And then he's trying to tell me I coerced him? That peeved me. The use of the word unlawful coercion, insane. But wait, it gets worse. Then he says, unlawful coercion under Florida law. Per section 6.2 of the agreement, all physical access to my property is permanently denied. Okay. Do not call me, text me, or contact my mortgage lenders again. Any further communication from Grenner Taylor LLC will be forwarded directly to Pinellas County Sheriff's Office as criminal harassment. Once again, as opposed to non-criminal harassment. Is there a type of harassment that's like, oh, non-criminal harassment? Keep in mind, this is a civil dispute, bro. And there is no, we signed the contract, and now I feel like canceling the contract because you told me that if I cancel the contract, you'll file a lien, which, by the way, I agreed to do. I'm sorry, what? You you agreed to pay my attorney fees. You agreed to let me file a lien against the property if you tried to breach the contract. I tried to uphold the contract, and now it's coercion and harassment, and me talking to you is also a crime, and the sheriff's gonna get involved. Oh my god. So what did I do? I sued his ass. I sued his ass. And when I sued him, he folded because some guy showed up and handed him a stack of papers. He gets reached out to from my attorney. He folds. He says, "We're back on track. We're back on track." Keep in mind, the suing and the bureaucracy surrounding it took 2 weeks, right? So now we have 2 weeks to close. Closing was supposed to be 2 days ago. He sends it because we already got him back on track. We resolved all of that bullshit. I know, unbelievable. Somehow resolved it. So essentially, he now tries to cancel the agreement again, a second time after we've already resolved it. And this time, he's saying that it's because we didn't close on time. Meanwhile, you can't close the deal unless the seller's on track. So if the seller's not on track to close, doesn't want to close, you can't close. You can't force somebody to close a house without litigation. And what I mean by that is if the seller doesn't sign closing docs, the deal doesn't close. So what I did is I went to the attorney, we went through the process, we got him on track, and then it hits the closing date. And now he's saying, "Well, I'm going to back out again because you didn't close on time." Keep in mind, this is a $13,000 fee. Brutal. Anyways, what contributed to it is there's also 3 one-on-one meetings today. So I'm trying to lock in with these one-on-one meetings, and my phone is like dinging off the, you know how it rings like that, but it's just ding, 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 and it's the seller sending me shit. And I'm just like, there's no way. Get this. My fix and flip that we're re-inspecting today, it short-circuited in the inspection. He put in the tester thing and it short-circuited like smoke. And we have to rewire it, which is only, to be fair, that's not really bothering me because it's only a portion that we have to rewire, not the whole thing. And it's probably only going to cost like $1,500 to $2,000 because my contractor, he's a good guy. But oh my God, that is just about as stressful as a day can get for me in real estate. That's just about as stressful as it can get. In other news, y'all are crushing it with your wholesale deals, but man, I mean, I will say, the money is good from this business. It is, but it's not to say that it's without stress. I mean, like I think Sue, I think our student Sue is pretty aware of that now because Sue is on month maybe 1.5 of Hold My Hand Wholesale. And on, I think, week 2, she gets a portfolio of 5 duplexes in Memphis under contract, which we currently have in closing for a $20,000 assignment fee. But she has seen this back and forth associated with the closing process, which is just insane. Anyways, we're going to jump into answering questions today, but I'm actually joined by a guest. I'm joined by Mr. Dylan, and his username is D Equity, but this is really exciting because we're gonna do a little bit of an interview here, guys. I'm probably gonna spend 45 minutes on this just because this is important, guys. Like, this is really, really cool. We've got Dylan here today with us. Dylan, when were you in Hold My Hand Wholesale last?
What's up, Rich? Hope everyone's good. You said, when was I last in Hold My Hand?
Yeah, when were you last here? What was that, like 2 years ago, man?
Man, yeah, I departed about 2 years ago, man, unfortunately.
He departed about 2 years ago. And he's been up to a lot since then. But guys, I reference his address all the time. So Dylan, I use your address to illustrate a point. New members always ask, not your home address, but the house you flipped, the house you wholesaled. New wholesalers always ask me, they say, why would the seller take that sort of discount? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? And I say to them, it's not logical. It's not really something that you can understand. You can't really put yourself in the head of a seller. And a lot of my viewers on stage will have seen this address. Guys, this is the house that was listed for 200,000 that we got for 37. And when I say we, I mean Dylan. This is insane. Look at this. House listed for $200,000 on Zillow, and Dylan gets it for $37,000. Like just an unbelievable discount. Hopefully my screen is shared. Hopefully that's working. But Dylan can talk about it briefly, and you know, I guess we do want the story behind how he got them to take that sort of discount, how many calls he was making, but we've already gone over that. That's old news, and that's not really why we have him here today with us. So, Dylan, I guess jump into it briefly here. What was the situation on this deal? Because this, I would imagine that this was really when your real estate ventures started.
This is exactly when I took off. This is the exact thing that got me like to the breaking point where I actually started to have a consistent real estate company. And I am at the point now where like I have an agency and I do flips and I do real estate development. But truly, it all stemmed from me finding this deal and Richard's team selling it. 100%.
So what happened with it? What's the story?
I'll say the backstory. So, guys, I was calling on Zillow, which is not my strategy anymore, but I was calling on Zillow, and I came across a house in Jacksonville, and it came to be this one, 2355 Berry Drive, whatever it was. And I'm talking with the realtor. His name's Don. I will never forget his name for the rest of my life. His name is Don. He has a Southern accent. And he picks up, and he's like, they weren't getting any of the offers they wanted. It was not anywhere close to 200K. And I ended up being the one call that was the breaking point where they were just going to take whatever she needed to pay off the house and go on about her way. So I call the realtor, and he goes, give me 50,000. And Richard knows that's a freebie. But I said, no, give it to me for 30,000. Went even more. I got even more greedy. Unfortunately, it hit, but I got more greedy, and I said, give me it for 30. The guy says, she needs 37. I said, bang, lock it up. I already knew it was a deal. So the realtor sent me the contract, sent me the state-approved contract, and I signed it myself. Then I brought it over to Buy Box Cartel, and at the time, I was pretty botted. I did not know how to sell a deal. I did not know how to find a buyer. I looked around everywhere, and I didn't know where to fall. So I came to Richard, and I called Richard. Richard goes, submit it. I submitted. Little did I know the deal was sold in 24 hours, 48 hours, something like that. So that is the backstory. And Lexi, the TC, helped me get it done.
And so how much was that? How much was that fee? How much was that fee?
It was really, with you and me, we got 53K, but it ended up assigning for what, 110?
I don't know. Did they double close it, or did they assign it again?
They signed us. We also got daisy chain. It for real sold for like 110.
Wow.
But the total assignment was 73,000.
I guess we only see one record. We see a double close here, but they must have assigned our double closing if they actually did that. So they must have done an assignment after we double closed it. So yeah, that technically is a daisy chain, which is not the ideal deal structure, but honestly, it panned out. And Dylan gets a $53,000 assignment fee, which is one of the biggest on-market assignment fees I've ever seen, guys. The biggest on-market assignment fee I've ever seen is $102,000 from group leader John Ali. The second biggest is probably Jesimar's with $70,000. And then this might be the third largest at $53,000, guys. It's no secret that most of our fees are anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000. I think our average fee is probably $7,000 to $8,000, as a lot of you are seeing. We do see a lot of $3,000 fees. We do see a lot of $15,000 fees, but it averages out to $7,000 to $8,000. So for us to get a $53,000 assignment fee off of one house, because keep in mind, Jesimar's pack of 3, and then John Ali's, it was like a pack of 3 portfolios, dude. It was insane. It was probably like at least 100 units. Kind of disgusting. I think Juan Morales got a $40,000 fee recently too. But beyond that, Dylan walked away with $32,000.
Yes.
What did you okay, and I started to see less and less and less of Dylan, and I'm not mad about that, man. I'm not mad about that. Bro is like, "Oh shit, this is real." He got like fix and flip money off of a wholesale deal, which is super rare. He says, "Oh shit, this is real." And now this is where I shut up. I just got to let him talk. What happened? What did you do from there? What did you do with your money?
So I rapidly reinvested in my company. I immediately got all the best AI you could get. I immediately got callers. I immediately got a fully structured company to where in this past week alone, I closed 3 deals this week and I made, right now, I made 34K this week
Off of wholesale deals?
off of 3 wholesale deals, and I bought a flip, and I'm doing 4 townhomes. But whatever, just wholesale deals. I closed 3 this week, and yeah, it summed up to $34,000, probably a little more even. So that's what I did. I just took the money and rapidly invested back into my company.
Wow. Okay.
Still, it worked out.
So I guess we'll start with the flips. I mean, what was first, the development or the flips?
No, flips by far.
Okay, because he's going a step beyond what I'm doing, guys. I was talking to him about development the other day, and it's just not really something that I know anything about. So we'll get to hear a little bit about the highest level of real estate, guys. Development. I guess there's levels to development, but ultimately, I mean, I'm not saying that I want to develop. I don't really know. Maybe my palette will change as it kind of changed with fix and flips in this past year. But I would say that the people who make $100 million a year in real estate, they're usually developing, guys. They're usually developing. That's usually where it comes from. Maybe they have a really massive real estate portfolio as well, but development, I mean, all the top dudes I've met are developing. So we'll hear a little bit about that, and it's going to be really informative for me as well. So, anyways, jumping into this, you get your $32,000, you continue to wholesale there. You're having anywhere from like 50 to $100,000 months wholesaling real estate, maybe even more than that. And then you start flipping property. What does that look like? How do you get into that? And I guess more so, what does your lending look like? What does your contractor look like? How do you know how to jump into something like this?
Nice. So a lot of people, and I'm sure Richard hears the same thing, a lot of people are going to say, why don't you flip? Why don't you just pick up one of your wholesale deals? And they're going to look at you and they're going to say capital, right, Richard? I don't have enough capital.
I hear it a lot.
Okay. Little does anybody know, my lender lends based off of after repair value and how much you are purchasing the house. All of my closings, I do not bring $1. My closings are zero down. All I'm paying is the holding cost, and I can leverage that with a credit card every single month. So,
What are holding costs for the people who are new to this? Because we get a lot of new members in here. How many people are new in here? What are holding costs?
holding costs are the costs that are associated with a hard money loan and borrowing that money at a high interest rate for a specified amount of time, or the duration that you keep the money until you flip the house.
Okay, got it. So you get a hard money lender. Now, we have a lot of hard money lenders in the chat, guys. We probably have 9 right here. If you go to the hard money lender tab, we probably have 9 hard money lenders. And if any of you have applied to them, you'll notice that if you're on your first fix and flip, they're probably going to want to have you bring some funds to the table. So, Dylan, what did that look like? You've done wholesale deals, you have a little bit of liquidity, but you haven't bought a house yet. What did it look like for the terms for your first hard money loan? I mean, are they giving you 80% LTC, 90% LTC? How much do you have to bring to the table?
So my lender lends at 75% of the after repair value. So I just bought a house. The after repair value was $305,000. They ended up giving me 228, 229. I bought the house for 139.
Wow. Okay. So I'm used to my lenders funding what's called LTC, which is loan to cost. And for me, and it varies lender to lender, I'm using a private money lender, not a hard money lender, but we will on this next deal I'm doing with Chris. So when it comes to our LTC, they're talking about the purchase price and the rehab. Did you get 75% of the purchase price lended and then you had to bring the rehab money to the table?
my rehab is funded as well.
Okay, interesting. So it's 75% of what's your purchase price? How much are you buying for?
Well, it's 75% of the after repair value. So 75%, I don't remember what it boiled down to, but 305, 75% of that was like 228. So it gave me 228,000 to play with, and I bought the house for 139. The rest of that can go towards my rehab however needed.
So you didn't actually have to bring any money to the closing table.
Correct.
Wow, that's insane. Sorry guys, I'm putting on a jacket. I'm absolutely freezing. Brr, why is it so cold in here? AC's on full blast in the rest of the house and it needs it, but this room is just a dark, cold refrigerator. So you didn't have to bring any money to the table. That's pretty cool. And now, is this a local flip to you? I mean, do you live in the area or where are you doing it?
So guys, I do only virtual flips. I will never go to a house I flip, and I will never go to a house that I wholesale.
Dude, so that's something else, man. That's genuinely something else because that's such a new perspective.
Development. My developments will be entirely virtual. I'll fly out to them when they're done.
So first house that you purchased that you're flipping, you're doing it virtually. And I did this, guys, and I'll show you the house that I tried to flip virtually. And I'll tell you what happened. You try to tell me how you avoided this, but I flipped 1618 Catalpa. And y'all remember this, right? I bought it off of Mike. Mike's the wholesaler in here. He's Michael J. Yeah, I bought this off of Mike, guys. And oh my God, what a disaster. The contractor is sending me pictures as if he's doing work, but I don't know. I guess the photos are vague and we're thinking he's doing work on this. He ends up taking the entire rehab budget and buying a vehicle with it. I don't know what he bought, but I think it was a van and something else. We had the property inspected after my entire hard money loan rehab budget was depleted. It needed $26,000 of work and I had sent him $40K. It was like, we're going $26K over budget, which is insane. So that was my first experience. We got scammed by the contractor. How did you avoid that?
So, me personally, I'm not going to do anything, especially virtual, if I do not have the absolute best connections. So, like, as you can assume, that was probably a random contractor that you Googled, right?
This was a buddy's connection who was in the business. It was crazy. He actually ate the project after I finished, but I had to do a value trade with him. Like, he wasn't into social media. He wanted me to fly him out, show him the ropes. So I flew him out. I showed him the ropes, and he ends up assuming my hard money loan, which is crazy. So it went out of my name. He assumed that I was saved from that situation, but it was, it was bad.
Okay, so I would say, in order to avoid that, first thing I did was I got a mentor. I'm gonna get that out of the way quick. I paid $7,500 for a fix and flip mentor. You don't typically always have to do that, but that is going to make you skip these types of mess ups right here, right? So like, I don't have to worry about, is my contractor gonna screw me over? I don't have to, my hard money lender, I automatically get to deal with the CEO of a big company, of $1 billion company, just because my mentor tapped me in immediately. And honestly, the development, I kind of ended up falling there. It was all the same thing for me, but connections are the name of the game. And I'm just going to say, it's not what you know, it's who you know, truly.
So you were able to essentially find lenders through this mentorship, and this mentorship allowed you to acquire these fix and flips. And what are you looking to do with the development? I mean, you mentioned some townhomes. Can you tell us more about that?
So I've already started. I'm building 8 luxury townhomes. Wait, let me pull up the picture for you.
They're a little hard to see, but we can kind of, okay, we can kind of see it. That might help. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can totally see it.
Luxury townhomes right here. So these are all 3-bed, 2-bath. I'm building 8. These are my plans for my architect.
That's dope, dude. And you, this is another architect connection that you got from a mentorship.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's really cool. So guys, the reason I wanted to bring him on is because he really embodied what I've been saying about wholesaling not being your end goal. Guys, I'll be so for real. I think we probably got another decade of wholesaling before the realtors outlaw it. And if you're like, no, I don't think so, know this. Us wholesaling competes against realtors. The National Association of Realtors has hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. What they can do is they can lobby to Congress and they can get laws passed and bills changed. That's what happened in Cleveland, guys. That's what happened in South Carolina. That's what happened in Oregon. That's what happened in where's the other one? Illinois. That's what happened in Illinois. And honestly, guys, I think that we've got another decade of this being super attainable. There might be a loophole that comes out. There'll be loopholes. There'll always be a way to get finder's fees, because at the end of the day, I could inform Dylan about a piece of land and he could Venmo me some money, right? So at the end of the day, guys, there's always going to be a way to do it, but it might get a little bit harder and it might get a little bit less legally tight when you're not allowed to put contracts in place to enforce things. And what I mean by that is, let's say that wholesaling is just completely illegal and you just can't wholesale whatsoever, right? Well, if I were to call a realtor who has a piece of land for sale and the realtor agrees at that price, and I have Dylan sign the contract and I'm not even part of it, and he sends me $5K, I've just got a finder's fee for doing a deal. So there's always going to be a way. Nobody can regulate, hey, look at that, there's a piece of land over there that you didn't know about and you pay me to find this shit for you. Nobody can regulate that whatsoever because it's not on a piece of paper. But for now, it's super attainable. It's super attainable. Like with Yusuf's deal, guys. How absurd is what I'm about to show you? Check this out. Yusuf's deal on Glenfield, listed for 75K. He gets it for 60. Buyer walks it, passes inspection. We sell it for 65. He's in Egypt. He made a couple phone calls for $5,000. It's insane. But what I want you to focus on is what you can do with that money when you get it, guys. Because this doesn't have to be it can be your end all be all. You can do 2 to 5 to 6, maybe even more wholesale deals per month if you'd like, especially if you go off of market. But I just want to let you know that there's so much out there that you could look into beyond this. And what it's been for me is rentals. I have a lot of rental properties and it's been fix and flip. So if you want to talk about those two things, I can help you out with it. If you have questions about development, I'm going to be like, I don't know, but talk to Dylan about it.
And also, Rich, I want to throw this out there, and anybody in the chat, I am buying flips in Houston, and I will close in 5 days.
How do you close in 5 days? Does your lender just pay in cash? Like, what about all the loan docs and the title work and the title policy? What about all of that stuff?
So if the title, I have a title, guys, I have the best title agent in the game. I will get the title cleared and pushed in 5 days. And yes, Richard, my lender will fund it for me in 5 days. I can buy unlimited flips. I have unlimited capital for it.
Wow. How many are you willing to take on right now?
20.
20. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, guys, go find him a deal. Collect an assignment fee off of him. That's pretty much all I had, but I thought that was a super inspiring story. You've given us some advice about connections. I mean, do you just call and you stumble into these people?
I did. I got very, very lucky, guys. And Richard knows I probably called for 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day, which is not ideal. But like, yes, I ended up finding people and meeting people. And I met people in here that I got to the next level with as well. So community, people, all the above, they're going to help you.
So people say, what's the buy box in Houston? And guys, I hear that question so much, but a good flip is a good flip. It just is. It just is. You know, guys, a good flip is a good flip. That's a combination of location. That's a combination of comps. It's about what the neighborhood looks like, guys. So if you find a flip and it makes sense, there's no reason that the contractor can't go to the other side of the city to make it happen. So I would say that a vague buy box for fix and flips for almost all of the buyers that I've ever encountered are, they like single family, Not a lot of buyers like to flip multifamily. I love to flip multifamily, but I found that not every buyer I know likes to flip multifamily. It's kind of a particular buyer that likes to do that, largely because they're harder to sell on the MLS. But dude, did you just drop your cell phone for everybody? Oh, shit.
I mean, I need to buy, bro. I have to buy another flip before the end of the month. It's the 22nd.
Guys, should I try to find one for him in Houston right now? I'll share my screen. Now, I got to use a tool like PropStream for this because Texas is what's called a non-disclosure market. But y'all want to see my 5 to 10 minute breakdown on how to find a good fix and flip? Watch this. Now, I own in Houston, but I don't know too much about the market. So I'm going to see if I can. Dylan, people want to know your
whole outline. I'll buy anywhere in that outline, by the way. The whole Houston. I'll mess with anything.
So check this out, guys. This is what I'm doing. Houston, median, housing, price. 430 and 480. So I know that houses that are nice are going to sell for 500 and up. So I'm going to go 500 to $700,000. And I'd like to know where those things are selling. Now, it's not going to show me the exact prices, but now I know where the good part of Houston is. Now I know that for whatever reason, East Houston ain't it. This ain't it. Maybe it's a fine area, but this is it, guys. So this is it. So I just go segment by segment. I go segment by segment. Sometimes I can do a big one. So it looks like I can kind of go like here all the way to here and then to here and then maybe up to here. So it looks like that was kind of a broad area where deals are being done, but there's a couple areas that won't work. So we'll have to see where the houses pop up. But now what I do is I remove my filters and I go for sale, and then I filter for price low to high, and I get rid of land. Now he wants land because he's developing, but honestly, I just don't know that much about land. So I'm going to get rid of really everything but houses. And I'm going to try to see if I can find one that was in one of the good areas. I think that the good area was largely right here. There's a 399, but it's an 800 square foot 2-1. I feel like that's the type of thing you tear down and build on. There's a fix and flip right there. So yeah, we'll price low to high and we'll just kind of see where they pop up. The only thing I'm a little bothered by though is this is where all the good ones are, and there ain't nothing for sale in here. So there's stuff by the highways. You can see that the highways have cheaper houses, guys, because of the noise. But let's go ahead and see. Now, if it looks like this, Dylan, what do you think? Just probably tear it down and build something here. This probably just isn't even worth flipping, right?
Yeah, depending on the area and 370 days on market.
Yeah, I think, guys, because Houston's one of those markets. Detroit is not, because we look in the Midwest a lot, guys. But when you're in one of these more expensive markets, if the value of the house is $600,000, $800,000 after the build, yeah, you could buy a house, tear it down, and put something on it. It may come down to the zoning of this area that's preventing it from selling. But honestly, it's not my realm. So I'm going to look for something that has character, guys. When I see these shit boxes, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. So I'm going to keep scrolling. Yeah, we're getting a little bit more character there. Same 2-1, just lame houses. Ideally, I'd like it to look like something decent. Now I'm thinking, yeah, we're approaching turnkey territory, guys, which is not my favorite. So we may have to circle a smaller area. These are all turnkeys. This is not turnkey, but this is, well, some flippers may be okay adding. Some flippers may be okay adding a bedroom. I'm just concerned that some of these might be teardowns. Well, that's not a, well, okay. That's going to need some work. 78 days, lots of new construction in the area. Keyword, this would make for a great rehab. Add square footage. Okay, so it looks like people are adding square footage out here. Interesting. It's pretty beat, though. It's pretty beat. But honestly, she's still standing. Let's take a peek, guys. This could be good. It could be bad. I don't have a great feeling about it, but we'll take a peek. They're asking $229 for this. I don't love that it's so close to this highway. It's just, we'll see what's sold over here, guys. But, you kind of want to be in here. Like, what's this? Yeah, actually, screw that one. I'm looking at this one. I like the square footage. It's on a big plot of land. Okay. Okay. I could take a peek at this. So they're asking 405. It's been there for 40 days. I don't think it's an offensive amount of time on market. You can clearly see the value around here. They've also got this 360. So we're kind of comping for two right here, guys. We've got two discounted houses amongst very expensive properties compared to what we're usually looking at, guys. So 405, neighbor's house is a new construction at 1.15 million. Wow. We also got another new construction for 1.25 million. Gosh, I just don't have the information available to me to know whether or not it's a land play or if it's a house play. I can really only look at it as a potential fix and flip play. But honestly, this could totally be something that somebody would want to develop. I just don't know what I'm looking at for that. So I'm going to put this into prop stream because I don't really have a way to see the sold comps. All I can see is what's for sale in the area, because if you're in Texas and North Carolina and maybe a couple other places, you can't see the sales. This is a non-disclosure market. We can price them high to low to see if anybody's done a fix and flip on a single family here. That looks like the only one to me. But we're going to check prop stream and we'll get to learn a little bit more about this. Now I like to, okay, I'm going to filter by year built. So let's do max year built. When are we built? Because remember, there's a lot of new construction here. Max year built, 1940. And we'll go ahead and throw that in year built max 1960 or so. And then we'll see. Is it single families or is it new construction? You've got a 600,000. You've got a 600,000 here. Let's see some photos of it. I don't know if I trust this though. Why did it sell for so much? Okay, actually, never mind. They did renovate it. I saw the kitchen and I was like, it's fine, but is it 600,000? And yeah, I can see it. So it's honestly, Dylan, I'm not trusting this one, man, because it's an outlier. I see another 445, but I just don't have a lot of comps here. I've got the 565. I've got the 601. Let's see if their lot is bigger. Their lot's not bigger. So honestly, could we become this? Maybe. Let's look at the next one. The next one is the same one. That's the same comp. And then you've got this guy too. I honestly think there's a wide range, guys, because the price per square foot is just going to mislead us. This price per square foot is 334. This one is 383. I think a very reasonable renovated price per square foot is like 315. I think 315 per square foot should give us our ARV. So 1543 times 315. 486 and they're asking 405. That's conservative. So honestly, guys, I feel like if this were renovated, it might, and I'm talking landscaping too. I'm talking whole thing landscaped, which it's going to be pretty expensive, guys, to get this thing nice. It's already in fine condition, but you're probably putting in like $75,000 because you guys saw how beautiful that kitchen was, right? Or that bathroom, I should say. These are the levels of finishes that you're having to do. So it's nothing like what I'm used to in Detroit, but based on these numbers, guys, it's not great. People use 70% of ARV out here, but if the house could sell for maybe, I'll go 525. If it could sell for 525, we're already at 367. And then if there's brutal, even if it's only 65K rehab, guys, this is why I don't wholesale in these markets, because it's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard. There's not a lot of inventory. You have to get it steep below list price. I'm gonna be real, guys. I think you need this thing at like 290. 290. I'm not very happy with what I found. I think it's kind of a rough deal. But honestly, Dylan, I've had a really hard time wholesaling in Texas without creative finance. With creative finance, it's light work for me.
Man, there's many ways to skin a cat, you know. I would target the most distressed 100K, 70K, 130K houses type, and I would just spam call those same owners until one of them, like, the house is worth 120 and they'll just take 60. Like, they just will.
So you're not okay. So he's being less analytical about it, guys. You know, honestly, if you get a house at half of what they're asking, yeah, you're probably going to get a deal, just like that last deal in Jacksonville, Florida. I was more so looking for something that I'm like, I know that this is going to be a deal based on comps. I didn't love the comps on this. It looks like most of the properties are new constructions. But I did like that it was a light rehab. It looks like it just, yeah, it's going to need a roof. It's going to need a roof. It'll need that nice landscaping, and then you'll have to redo the interior, but not tremendously. We're just changing out the cabinets and fixing the gross walls. So I always look for something that's kind of like the projects that I take on, which the last house that I purchased, guys, it just wasn't that bad. It's just not that bad. So anyways, yeah. The last house that I took on was 16176 Tracy. And oh, that's not it. 16176 Tracy. And that's going to be in Detroit. And I bought it because of this exterior. I thought that it was really pretty. I thought the house had a lot of potential to it. I just saw it and I'm like, wow, this thing, it could be really pretty. And then I also bought it because this is the inside. TikTok, I'm going to restart this live stream. You guys are welcome to join again. I flipped my screen on a swear word and TikTok restricted my live stream. So I'm going to have to run this back. So just one sec. Yeah, this is a super light rehab, man. We're going to redo almost everything in the property, but it's not like unlivable. It's just gross. Like conceivably, yeah, you could probably live in this. It's just really gross. So I love stuff like this. Or I also bought this one, 15820 Merlin. This is the one that short circuited today, which is frustrating. But I bought this one. Oh, no photos, huh? This one was already done on the interior for the most part, but it needed a roof and siding. Anyways, guys, do you have any questions for Dylan? I'm pretty tapped out. Oh, did I not share my screen? That's cool. I like that. I'll show you guys. This is the last one I bought. I thought it had great character to it. Really pretty house. Interior. Yeah, it's gross. It's pretty gross. But you know, if you cleaned it, it would probably be livable. Like if you cleaned up whatever the red splatter is on the carpet right there and the gross ass kitchen, one could live in it. One could. It's just really, really a gross property. And that's the type of stuff that I love to take on. So if you're looking to wholesale me a house, I don't like to do the craziest rehabs. I like moderate rehabs, maybe anywhere between like 30 and 60,000, maybe 60 maximum, maybe ideally closer to 50. But yeah, if you find me something, I'll pay you an assignment fee. I know that last week, guys, we were looking at this house and I got it for 74, which is not good. And my ego didn't really reward me for that. The agent said we could do 74 and I'm so used to getting big discounts that I just called my business partner because he doesn't care. He doesn't care. And I assigned the house to him just for $1,000. So he's also looking for him. You can stack him with another one and you can get me with 3 more. I'm willing to purchase up to 3 more properties right now. So find it for me and we will get you some finder's fees. Anyways, Dylan, thanks so much, man. Is anybody have any more questions or anything else you wanted to add to this? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening. No, I don't know. It doesn't look like there's any more questions.
Awesome. Somebody says, how long have you been doing this? When did you do your first deal?
I started when I was 18 and now 22.
Cool. Awesome. Super exciting, man. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I gave you lifetime access. So yeah, anytime you want a deal, these guys are really, really looking for buyers.
I was about to ask you next, Rich. If it's not a big issue to you or it doesn't affect anything you have going on, if anybody here does want to source me deals or you like want me to come on and like review whatever people got in the areas or whatever, I'll do it because like I said, yeah, I'm literally looking for like 10 to 20.
Dude, we would love that. We'd love that. It would be awesome. And this is never going to cost you any money, man, because if it's a massive value add for you to be in here, we want you to be in here. So you're welcome to go live in the Hangouts, and let me know if you want me to add everyone to find you a deal, because we can really rally the army and see if they can find something.
If you want, is this your normal stream time?
Yeah. I was late today due to crazy fires that I was talking about earlier, but yeah, I typically go live around 1:45 or 2 p.m. PST, which is about 4 p.m. Central Time, your time.
Okay, so look, for me, if you end around this time or a little bit later, this is 6 p.m. This is close to when I stop working. So I could be able to pick up after you. And if they want to bring me something, they could bring me something.
We have a scheduled speaker after me. It's usually Kira or Jason. Kira talks about her wholesale, and Jason's a mobile home park guy. But honestly, I would say you can literally just go live whenever somebody's not live. Like if somebody's not live, just go live in there and you're totally fine.
I do at everybody?
You'd have to let me, because we can't give everybody the at everyone permission. Just let me know, and I can say, hey, Dylan's running a little live stream. He's looking for deals. Hop in there if you're trying to understand his criteria.
Okay. I think I could do it once a day or once every other day or something. And yeah, like I'll buy them. I just paid a wholesaler like 20, 30K.
Really?
What I'm doing now.
Damn. Dude, that's awesome. Super exciting. Well, guys, I'm going to jump into a couple phone calls. I've got a couple deals that I want to see if I can acquire. New calls, ones that we haven't done before. And then I'm going to take questions and see if I can solve any issues that you guys are experiencing. You're welcome to chill here for a second. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. Guys, we're going to start in like 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Yeah, guys. So I'm gonna start popping in here because I've been talking with Rich for a while. I have not been present, unfortunately. I've been working on my wholesale company and everything. But I will buy all your guys' flips, all your guys' land in Houston, of course. And if you guys do need any help with that, whatever, I'll answer questions. I'm 22. I started when I was 18. I started with Rich. And he helped me out a lot. I gave y'all my IG if you want to send me a deal. Come on, put it again. I buy all over Houston, the whole thing. Eli, what's up, bro? Let me see. Yeah, bro, just Houston. I mean, I can buy anywhere if it's a really good deal. At Houston, I'm actually going to be a competitive buyer. Yes, I will buy teardowns. I would say for teardowns, just look at the price per square foot the other people bought in the area for. Can you see me?
All right. All right, guys. Let's jump back into it. Cody says for newbies getting a hard/private money loan, they're going to want 10 to 20%, and that'll cover purchase and rehab. Most likely scenario is they have a combined percentage that they fund. Maybe the total amount that you're asking for is 110,000, or maybe it's 90,000. If you're flipping in the Midwest like I do, they'll fund anywhere from 85 to 90% of that for your first one. Could be 80, could be 85, could be 90%. But the hard money lenders that I've heard of, they'll probably want you to bring 15% of the purchase price to the closing table. Anyways, I'm going to do a couple calls here, guys. But Dylan, yeah, I'll catch you later, man. Thanks so much for coming on. Have a good one. Okay. Duplex flip for me. I will check that out. Let me see if I can get something. So I haven't followed up with these leads in a sec here. We've got one in Morristown, Tennessee, St. Clair Shores, Michigan. So this person says current mortgage is just north of 4%. We owe 130, 140 on the mortgage right now, looking to get as much as I can for my relocation. Okay. Here's a house. I feel like it could be rural. Mara is displaying that. Detroit triplex. I don't remember that one. I'm sure I looked at it. Sorry if I think we definitely talked about it. God, I wish it weren't so damn cold in here. So where is this deal? This is 23207 Norcrest. Drive, and that is in St. Clair Shores. And where is, oh yeah, no, nothing I can do. So guys, instantly off the bat, I knew that it wasn't really something I could help them with. And here's why. The house is worth about 235,000. They owe 135, guys. If we're going to take over somebody's debt and they owe $135,000 and the house is worth 235, you'd have to give them at least 50K, and I could probably only give them like 15K. So it's like shooting my shot with somebody $100,000 below their asking price, and that's just hard, guys. That's just unlikely. I don't see anything there. Do we have any other good ones coming in? That is actually up to date on my social media leads. There were four deals. Two of them were rural. One of them was on a massive plot of land, which I don't really have buyers for. Anyways, questions. We've got a couple people with deals to see. So let's look at some deals. Where was, oh, VW? Yeah, okay. Rob, you said you had something for me, man. What do you have?
Hey, what's up, Rich? It's actually PDC guy. Can you pull him up? I can tag him in here. It's his flip there in Detroit.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Devin.
It's
Detroit flip opportunity. I'll look at all your Detroit flips, guys. If you have one for me, I'm looking. If you have any other deals, I'm looking as well. So PDC guy, got you invited up here as well. I'm going to try to handle 4 at a time, guys, so it doesn't get too overwhelming. So I'll bring up more people after I get through these. Somebody just got dropped. Suppressor, you said I see you, Suppressor. I guess we'll do 5 at a time. PDC guy. How's it going, man?
What's up, Richard? It's going good. How you doing?
Today was a stressful one, man, but we're pushing through.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You're gonna get through.
It'll be fine, yeah.
Yeah, it's one day at a time, and this day is just a tougher one than yesterday was.
Yesterday was a good day, but yeah. What do you have for me, man?
I've sent you the information through your direct message. I can kind of read the address to you, but it's
I see it.
Fix and flip in Detroit. There's not a lot of photos online for it, but I have emailed the file to Amar or Mira has it.
Is it cool if I share my screen on it?
Yeah, you're good, man. I've got this one locked up. It's been I honestly I had this one locked up since June 9th. And then I just was putting it in buy box. And at the same time, I was just figuring, I've been here for 5 months. I need to get a deal across the table. And I wanted to try and dispo myself a little bit. So I'd been building relationships with all the realtors as I called. So I called one of the realtors that I was working with and let him know about the opportunity. And he was like, hey, you know what? I think I have the perfect buyer for that. I've got a guy in California. We've done 7 flips this year.
Wow.
I think he might want to pick this thing up.
Is it this one right here? Am I looking at this right?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, it's a duplex.
It's an up-down duplex, 2,600 square feet.
Nice. Okay, cool. So I like the neighborhood a lot. The reason I like the neighborhood, guys, is because the houses look like they're put together. Do you see any abandoned properties?
Yep.
I don't see any abandoned properties. So
I'm in here every day listening.
So it looks good.
I brought some deals in the past and we went through them and they just weren't deals. I feel like I finally got one that's a deal, but
no, I'm so ready to check it out. So I may or may not be a right buyer because I sell these for a fixed price. So there's 2 ways to sell these. You can either have your existing buyers that you call that you know are going to pull the trigger on it and you don't have to wait on market, or you can wait on market to try to get actual ARV. Now, the reason you wait on market is because these properties, they're not bought by retail buyers typically. They're bought by investors, and the amount of investors to retail buyers is a fraction. So it sits and sits and sits and sits and sits unless you have great buyers who hit you up all the time to buy cash flowing rental properties like I do. However, they pay a price that yields a 20% cash on cash return or higher. And I'll tell you, that's anywhere between, probably on this one, because it's a 6.4 and it's massive, I would say they'll probably pay up to $165,000 for this. So it kind of depends whether or not I'm going to be able to flip it to them. I know that the ARV is probably higher than that if you're willing to wait on the market for a while, but I'm all about churning these things out. So I guess my first question, because I like the area, is what do you have this thing under contract for?
So I got it locked up at $70K.
Okay.
I presented this to a few people in the Discord just to try and feel out where I was at as I was getting situated with the other realtor.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some feedback that I should have probably got this thing around 50. And that was from Sold by Corb and Spencer. They kind of looked at it and told me, hey, I think you need to get this thing more close to like 50K for it to work. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. And I it was listed for 100. I wasn't really certain that they were right, but I had to kind of take their word. So I went back to the realtor, let them know, hey, my hard money loan isn't going to work out on this property. They feel like there's not enough room. So long story short, the realtor got upset, but we ended up kind of figuring out that there was some intent to really move this property. So she reached back out and we got 5K off. So we've got it now at 65, a little bit better of a discount.
Okay, cool. So do you have any photos of the interior for me?
I do. I actually had to pay another realtor to go over there and take photos for me because this realtor's phone was not working. So
okay, because I think we're probably,
I can email them to you.
Yeah, I'll or you could drop them in this chat if you're okay with that. But I can put my emails in your DMs.
That'd be perfect. Send me your email in there because I actually I have it in a Google file, a drive. So
I understand. If you have a drive link, if you could put a drive link in the chat, that way everybody could see it. That would be so helppful.
Yeah, let me see if I've been trying to figure that out, Richard. It was on an iCloud drive, and honestly, I was an air conditioning and heating guy for 20-30 years, so
it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. You can also email it to me.
Okay. But that was it. I just was hoping that we might get this thing to you, and I've got literally 1 day before inspection period ends, which is tomorrow. I can try and figure out a way to get more time on the inspection. The realtor's already really super unhappy with me.
I get it. Do you know how old the roof is?
The roof is about 15 years old. I think, I budgeted for a roof in this repair. The inside was remodeled not too far long ago. Like if you go to PropStream and look at photos from PropStream, the photos in there are what it looked like prior to there being tenants for a couple years, right? It's pretty run down now. There's a few holes in the walls here and there. Carpets are all tore up.
Well, that's okay. That sounds like an okay rehab. So if it's just the exterior, because the exterior looks a little cooked, it's gonna need some work. But if it's just exterior windows and minor interior work, great. I'd love to send my contractor to check this thing out. Just send me some photos of what it's currently looking like, and that'll really help me know. Because as of now, it's just kind of a mystery to me. I couldn't tell you. I'll look at the comps. We'll definitely look at the comps while you're doing that. So guys, I'm gonna match this up on Google because they make it so hard to find these things. It's on the west side, which is a good sign. And then let's go ahead and put pending too, because that was a pending property.
Yes, it is pending. Richard, this property was just a headache from the beginning. The realtor has dyslexia, and she put this property in as 2345. So when you went to that address after pulling it up, and you're on the street view, imagine you're looking at that photo, but you're on the street view of a totally different house, and it is an absolute just destroyed teardown house, right? So it was very confusing at first. It took me a minute to get her to correct that. She actually had to go back into the MLS because she mistyped the information in the MLS, which meant Zillow would not allow her to put the property at the proper address. So, yeah, this one's been interesting.
Gosh, they make it hard to find this. Multifamily, there it is. Okay. So if we zoom in, let's go here to here to here to here. What kind of comps are we looking at?
Pam says he sent you some photos, because I did share this with Pam earlier today in his live stream, because I know he does some stuff in Detroit too and was looking for a fix and flip. So
look at this.
Photos.
Well, this is great looking right there. Let's get rid of the. Well, that was a single family, but still kind of indicative of the area.
A little one closer up to the top of your thing there is where I found one that was like 215. A couple little higher there up in the corner.
That might be a special pocket. Detroit's kind of street to street. Who knows? These houses, they do look a little nicer, but yeah, I still think this is supported because you've got this comp right here. This guy is 4.2 2000, and you're much bigger than that, and I'm aiming for probably 165. And then if we do past 12 months, yep, that guy's still there. You've got a 125 here, 6.2. Yeah, I don't think he's particularly rehabbed either. So yeah, I feel like I could shoot for my price. I think I could go for that, but I would imagine that the street view on this area might be slightly different. Let's see, is it similar or different? The houses might just be a little bit more. Holy shit! What is that?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah. So the houses are just kind of grand over here. They're kind of grand and big. But yeah, I definitely think we could get 165 for this. I just need to see what the interior looks like. You said Pam sent them to me. Where did Pam send them to me?
In the Discord.
Oh, here via message. Okay. So guys, I'll share my screen on the photos. Blind reaction right now. Okay. Oh my God. Tenants, damn. That's something else, man. Okay.
But I mean, it looks like the bathrooms had been redone, so there's newer, sinks and.
I think we're probably needs furnace and water heater.
Yeah.
So I think we're probably looking at. To me, that's still probably like 35. And well, what could we do in the?
I mean, Richard, the realtor that went out there, his numbers that he gave me were He said 50K.
Well, I'm thinking
Is
about
what
the
he
interior.
texted.
I'm talking about the interior. I think
Okay, just interior.
we're dropping 35 on the interior.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. I think we need a roof. The roof is not just about size; it's also about pitch and how hard it is to get up there.
It's-
And this is one of those steep roofs. Oh God, did I lose the damn house again? Oh my God, they make it so hard. Oh my God. Okay, well we've lost the house. So I think the roof is going to be probably $12,000. I think the windows are probably going to be 8,000. Windows are 450 per. These houses usually have like 20 plus windows. We'll say 7 for the windows. 7 for the windows. I think the interior is probably going to need 1 new bathroom, 2 new and that's imagining we save a couple things, but really it should be like 3,500. 2 new bathroom, 1 new kitchen, 2nd new kitchen, LVP throughout the house, 2,500. Paint throughout the house, that could probably also be done for another 2,500. So we're at probably 45,000. So let's call it 55 because you always mechanicals, right? 8,000 for mechanicals. Yeah, it'll probably run me about 50. I'm gonna say 57 because you always just find shit in the house you didn't expect. So it's gonna cost me about 57. If I bought it at your asking price of 65 and I put in 57, I'm in it for 122. And then what could I rent it for? Oh, I'm sorry. We forgot to put in closing costs. 10,000 in it for 132. Yeah, I would probably want it below this, man. It's not that you wouldn't make money, you would. You probably make about like 30K on this thing. But it's gonna take me a while and I probably want to make a little bit more on it. So my most recent flip, I'll share the numbers with you. 70,000 rehab, I got 50,000 on rehab, 10,000 here, and I'm listing this thing for 185. So, that's the type of deal that I'm looking to take on, like clear 50,000 plus profit, at least into the 40s. I would say here the price to get this at is, let's say we had it at like, if you had it at 45 and I picked it up off of you for 50, giving you 5K, 10 for closing costs, 57 on the rehab, we're in it for 117. We're selling for 165. That makes sense. So yeah, 50K would be my good buy price. 50K would be this makes sense to me buy price. It's just a little bit tight on there.
Yeah, I was shooting the ARV at 215, and I really didn't see that you had adjusted that down on your duplexes that you're selling to your investors.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was just comping as like a typical flip, right? Which would be, would be a little closer to where we need to be. So I just need to get that number down.
Well, the thing is,
on this one, but
we had the gosh, I wish I knew where the hell that property went. But we had the neighbor's house, and the neighbor's house went for like, what was it, 145 or 150? 48205. Yeah, this is kind of indicative of where we're gonna be. So they're at 150, right? And we actually have this under contract. We have the neighbor's house under contract and in closing right now, for a $10,000 assignment fee. So this is in closing, and we got it at 125, and you can see the interior. So it's a 4.2, same square footage. You're a 6.4, so you've got 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. I think that puts you closer to the 165K price range, understanding that these guys are getting 125, right? So I would be careful about comping so far in Detroit, because while we do have those higher sales up here or wherever that top area was, Detroit is very street by street, and I try to stay within a couple blocks even. Did I have my screen shared? Shit. I meant to talk about this guy right here. This is the one that we have under contract, guys. So we literally have the neighbor's house under contract, and we're trying to get this deal done. We just got the inspection back. I'm actually going to call the buyer on this no, I'm not going to call the buyer. We got a 14-year-old in the chat. Okay, let's talk to the 14-year-old, but we're going to talk to, yeah, Kadarius, your agent did respond. Anyways, PDC guy, I'll talk to you. Was it a good deal or not? It's a fine deal. You'd make money on it, but it's just too tight. It's and flipping stuff can happen. Anyways, let me call. So Sora is the one who has this. What did they say? Okay. I feel like there was something else we were gonna do. There was definitely something else we were gonna do. I'm not gonna call them right now because I need to. They asked for a 6% seller credit after the inspection. But oh yeah, Kadarius, we're gonna talk to your realtor. He wants to talk to me. I'll talk to him.
Hold on.
So yours was Dragon's Lane in Tuscaloosa. Yeah, he texted me today. This is the first time he reached back out to me. Haynes, yeah. Here we go.
This is Haynes Waldo with Walden Property.
He says on the other line, give me 10 minutes. I'm going to text Shell. Or, yeah, who are you working with, Kadarius? Who are you working with on this? This was, which dispo manager?
I think it's Shell. It's for sure Shell. She texted me this morning, and I think I never had got back to her.
I'll text her. Because I remember we were talking about, man, you know, the buyer seems to want to move forward, but it doesn't really make sense with the amount of work that is needed in the properties, right? So I'm kind of nervous that we're going to lock it up again and the buyer's going to be like, "Oh man, you know, I would need it here." And I'm like, "Oh my God, no way we did this."
Well, so that's what ended up happening is that the property needed a lot of work, and the buyer resubmitted another offer knowing how much work it needed. So
I'm gonna have Shell reach out to the buyer and see if the buyer is still interested at the offer that he made. But I did just call your realtor and he texted me back, said he'd call me back in 10 minutes. So we'll see. Okay.
I'm here. All right.
We'll talk. I'm gonna keep looking at some deals. Suppressor, you want to show me a deal? What do you have? All right. Jamie, you want to show me a deal? All right. Devin, you wanted to, oh, hey, Devin.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I had two. One's in your chat. It's that triplex. It's one's a three bedroom, one bath that's renting for $1,300, or it's not rented, it's vacant, but can rent for $1,300, and then two 1-1s that are renting for $900. It started at $199 or like $200K, and then they discounted it to $70K, and I locked it up for $160. So it wasn't like really big off the last price, but the cash on cash is pretty crazy on it.
Cool. Can you send me the address on that, or is that Tyler's?
It's all in your thing in the DMs. I even got the spot crime on there.
Is it Tyler?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's already under contract, and this is the one Mira just texted me on today. I think we can probably get like at least a $20K assignment. I think like 15 to 25. I think.
What do you have it under contract for?
160.
I can't sell houses over list, man. Unfortunately, it's listed for 170 right now. Are you?
No. It was listed last for 170, but they started it at 200.
It just doesn't matter, unfortunately. But even if it were listed for 200, you know, 170 is your discount from 200. You know, these, it's, you know, it's the example.
What do you mean over list? I got it under list.
Hi there, Mr. Buyer. I've got a great deal for you. Oh yeah, what do you have? It's this house on Tyler Street in Detroit. I've got it for you at about 195. Okay, let me look it up. I see that it's listed for 170.
No.
Yeah.
160. It was last listed at 170, and they started at 200.
I see it's listed at 170, but they started it at 200. Okay, so you're telling me that if I call the realtor right now, I could get it for 170, but you want me to give you $25,000 to get it at 195? I know, but it was listed at 200, and they dropped the price over a month and a half ago to 170. So what if you gave me $25,000 finder's fee to get it 25K to you over list? Man, I feel like I could probably just get this myself at list price, you know?
Right.
Or yeah, it's just like the value we provide is a discount off of list price. And I get that it was listed. That was also in May though. That was early May that it was listed for that price. So the promise I have made to my buyers that have reached out to me is, hey, I can get you discounted houses. And if it's at 160 and it's listed for 170, I'm just sending it to them at list price. And it's just not, because we run advertisements, and the promise in the advertisement when the buyers sign up is, let me get you a discounted house on Zillow, not let me send you links to houses on Zillow at their asking price. So,
Right.
remember, I'm not your end all be all buyer. You can go on Facebook and you can post this in Detroit Facebook groups, and you'll get feedback from tons and tons of other buyers. Y'all would be so surprised how many buyers are just hanging out in Facebook group chats. And then also you can throw that thing up onto the Buy Box Cartel as well. Feel free to call around, call some realtors, see if they have any buyers as well. But it's just the discount that I need is usually, 70% of what a house is listed for in a cash deal, which is why almost everything I have in closing right now is creative finance.
Right. No, completely. I get that on that one. Do you think I have to get it down to what, like 140 or 130 if it was at 170?
Well, if the cash on cash return works, that's good. The minimum discount I'd probably be okay with for a 5K assignment is like 150, I suppose, but I'd love to see something like this, because remember, the difference in 20K matters as price goes up. So people might say, is 20K discount good or not? Well, it kind of depends on the price. 20K discount could be 20% discount off of 100,000, but is 20K discount a big discount off of 200,000? Now it's only 10%. So it moves. Like, I get it. 20K could be really good.
Completely. It's just figure 10% off of 500K versus 10% off.
Yeah. So for this one, that 20K that we typically get below 100K, I mean, I'd love to see this at 135, 140 is where I'd really be happy putting a $10,000 fee on it. And I think we do need to start going for 10K fees, because the buyers come back and they find things in the houses that they need fixed, and we don't have room to accommodate when our fee is only 5K. So I'd love to see this at like 140. 140 could be a cool price for this. And it's also the days on market, man. 104 days on market. Buyers perception matters, man. The buyer's perception matters. And the perception is, nobody's wanted this house and I'm paying over list price for it.
Right. Even if it's in the down payment, they still equate for that.
What do you mean if it's in the down payment? Just the
finder's fee?
They're not even thinking about a finder's fee. They're thinking about, this thing's listed for 170 and I'm paying 170, right? And they're just like, I don't want to pay a finder's fee for that. But you're right. The finder's fee does come out of the down payment, but they're more so just thinking emotionally, I'm paying what it's listed for and some dude's making 10K off of it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, completely. No, I get that. I was just trying to, because like I was even debating picking it up myself, potentially, because I have a friend who's looking for a deal. And so that's where I'm trying to figure out where it makes sense. And because for me, it's like, if the numbers make sense for an investor, even if it's not a 10 or 20K fee, like, I'm just trying to see exactly how good of a deal this could be. Because once I ran the numbers and looking at the spot crime, I'm like,
it could be a great deal.
160, it'd be viable for my friends to pick it up or something.
It could be a great deal.
Obviously, with the down payment, it fluctuates.
They could. This is simply the buyers that I've marketed to. The buyers that I call on my live stream. This has no bearing on whether or not the deal is a good deal. There are two parts of real estate. There's the numbers aspects, which this probably hits. It probably hits that great cash on cash return. Probably hits the condition as well. But then there's the mental aspect of wholesaling on market real estate. If it's off market, it could care less. It's simply about the numbers, because nobody can see how long it's been there, what the market's thought of it. But buyers and sellers' remorse is a big thing in sales. And when you see that, it just kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth as a buyer. But that doesn't mean that the numbers aren't great, man. The numbers could be totally great. It's just the promise that I've made to my buyers that, hey, let me bring you discounted properties.
Yeah, no, the psychology just behind it. So like, you're overpaying for not that big of a discount. So
exactly.
I get that.
Exactly.
So, well, if they're on market, I'll make sure to get bigger discounts.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it's with creative finance, right? Like man, I've got 2 deals today that are, well, only one of them is closing tomorrow, but I've got this thing closing tomorrow or the next day, depending on title work. But they owe 65 and I'm giving them 4K to take it over. The buyer knows that they're paying more than this thing just sold for, and it needs some work. It's just that it's creative finance. So they're only paying 9K to enter into the entire deal, which just makes sense to them. So sometimes people will play by the framework of a property is not worth its price, it's worth its financing. But if its financing is market financing, it's worth its price. So anyways, yeah, creative finance is very powerful. Don't discount cash, but discount needed.
Solid. I have a couple in Houston, so I'll hit you up later this week if I get them under contract.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tucks in.
Thanks, bud. Yep.
Next, I was trying to talk to Suppressor. Suppressor, you got a deal for me, man? All right, I'm going to move on, Suppressor. I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Suppressor going once.
I have 3 properties.
Oh, you're on the call. It's all good. Don't worry. You're on the call. I got it. Cruz has been up here. Cruz, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Richard? I just want to get your opinion on this duplex that I have under contract.
Awesome, man. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I sent you the link on your DMs.
Can I share my screen?
Fully rehab. What happened?
All good if I share my screen?
Yeah, it's under contract.
Cool. Thanks so much.
The link, not that one. That's the flip. That's the one at the bottom. That's the fix and flip. Flip you wanted. But they said they need an agent to walk with your contractor.
Buyer's not going to like this if this is posed as turnkey. This wood needs to be entirely replaced.
Okay.
Wait, this is a flip. This is a flip.
Yeah.
Okay, you scared me, man. I was like, wait, what's going on with the floors? What is that? It's not the end of the world, but
I'm not sure, but the other floors look better.
cool. Well, the interesting handyman rehab guys. This guy got a piece from there and a piece from here and a piece from there. I'm like, what is all of this, bro? Look at all these different patterns in here. Oh, no way. Oh my God. The countertop switches mid counter. Okay, that's insane. That's crazy work. Okay, we got bright blue light fixtures with whatever this is. We got the 2014 hedge fund granite countertop. We've got this purple stuff. Then we've got this blue stuff on the floor, and then we've got interesting blue tile over here, and then it moves over to granite. So that's really interesting, man. Okay. All right. So I'd love to flip something like this because I like a medium rehab like this. This could be good if it's a fix and flip.
Wait, I got it as a Section 8, so it's a duplex, and each side should grant 11 or 12 per side.
Oh, dude, I'm just gonna be flat out with you, but this would fail inspection super hard.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a flip for sure. You see all that? That's water damage, man.
Yeah, I did not zoom into the floor right there.
Yeah, this thing, dude, this is like a 25K rehab for sure. Okay. As you just look closer and closer and closer, it's clear that this was just sort of slapped on and just not really a lot of thought put into. So when you get this thing inspected, hey, you've been running the shower and it's been getting behind you and the entire thing is molding. And it's like, oh shit, okay. So there are some rooms like this room. I don't see anything wrong with this room. This is okay. This is okay. Yeah, they did a horrible job laying the floors, like terrible job laying the floors. See the crack right there? These are new floors and they're already cracked, but it's like they didn't finish it or something.
A little more than.
So yeah, this is a great fix and flip, man. This is a great fix and flip, but we wouldn't be able to get lending on this until the rehab is complete.
Right.
Yeah. So I call this a handyman house, guys. This isn't a particularly good contractor. It's just a kind of a contractor who puts stuff together. I don't know how long y'all have been hearing me say handyman house, but this is the definition of a handyman house. And it is a mistake that I see a lot of beginners making because, yeah, I get it. You blur your eyes and you're like, oh my God, beautiful fix and flip. Wow, this thing is great. But, you look closely and you're like, whoa, this is a code violation nightmare. What is that? Oh, there's a hole. No way. Did he put the doors in upside down? Dude. Or is this photo upside down? Oh, the photo's upside.
I think the picture's upside
down. Okay. I was like, wait. I didn't look at the shower.
Yeah, it looked weird.
Oh my, I was like, huh, what am I looking at here? Anyways, yeah, no, fix and flip for sure. Fix and flip. And could be a great fix and flip. But my concern is Their pricing is absurd. I sell my fully renovated duplexes for this. I get what they think they have, but this ain't done right. So, and do we need a new roof too? Hold on, let me check your roof. Also not the best of areas. Wait, is this the house?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, sorry.
Must have been worked on. Roof isn't bad, actually. Roof's not bad, but it must have been worked on. They must have come in and started the work because this is not what that house was looking like. But they didn't do a lot of work, did they? They just did a little bit of work. Yeah, flip for sure.
Okay, and then that address at the bottom, that's a flip you wanted. You said you saw it. So I called and I was trying to get it inspected, but they said we need to be working with an agent to get a contractor to walk in there.
I've been hearing about this in a lot of my one-on-ones today. People are saying the agent's saying list price only. And also it low-key works at list price. I mean, I don't want to pay list price. I want to write, same thing I just told the last person. I don't want to pay list price if I'm paying a finder's fee, but I also don't even want to pay list price period because of the discounts I've been able to get historically. So, this is a deal for the numbers. And if you wanted to flip it yourself, I would, but the agent said a bank owned, I didn't call, somebody else did. A bank owns this property and they are going to wait 30 days before taking anything below list price because they got a ton of low balls. So they're
okay, yeah, they didn't tell me that. They just told me I needed an agent to walk, so the contractor to walk it. But yeah, I was just gonna offer like 70 or 80.
And that would be a 15K fee for you if you did. But but I think this guy's not really ready. He's just not quite ready yet.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, absolutely. Question: how often do you flip multi-million-dollar houses that are 30 to 40% below market value? Do you have any experience? None at all. No, I don't wholesale multi-million. I don't flip multi-million ever. Yeah. Anyways, let's keep going. So we're moving through these quickly now. OB3 has been trying to get my attention about something. What's going on, man?
Yeah, man. I just sent you the DM. The agent is asking for the bank statements because I sent him the offer, but they want the bank statements because they say that I seem like I'm not lazy for the POF I sent it. So they want a bank statement. I sent you the DM of the.
Is this Buffalo, New York?
Yes, sir.
Great.
It's a financing.
Really nice looking house. Great looking house. Wow. Clean. That's what clean looks like. Okay. I love what the house looks like. What kind of terms do you have? I'm excited.
Yeah, let me get it on my computer.
Guys, we're looking at a triplex?
Yeah, it's a triplex, yeah.
Great. We're looking at a triplex in Buffalo, New York. It's 320,000, 4 beds, 3 baths, 1,700 square feet. And guys, I'll drop a single photo of the interior in here just so you know what clean looks like. This is clean as hell. Look closely. No, I'm not being sarcastic. Believe the realtor. If you see numbers on PropStream and they say my seller doesn't owe that, they're probably right. PropStream is an estimate. So that house, guys, just super, super clean. Look at the just look really closely and you'll see. But yeah, guys, PropStream is not 100% accurate. You shouldn't tell the realtor that they're lying if PropStream doesn't match up. But I would say PropStream is usually like 80, 90% accurate. Mortgage takeover in Detroit might be good for Joseph. Muhammad Adam, I brought up way too many people, man. I got to get through these, okay? But OB3,
yeah, I have the terms already here.
What are your terms? Go ahead.
Yeah, so the purchase price I put 351 77 like 351 70 150 55.
Are you 351,755?
Yes, sir. And the down payment I put 40K.
Perfect.
The monthly payment is 600.
600 or 16?
600.
600?
Monthly payment. Yeah.
Heat, bro. Heat.
And So the cash on cash for us is 870. The total rent is like 260, 650, but it's below the market rent. But she said the rent they can if they want they can increase or they're gonna bring new people inside. But it's it's full occupied.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to repeat some of that here. Looks like taxes are $2,406 for the year, which is very small. 406 divided by 12. It's $200 in taxes. Your insurance on the property, Zillow is going to give us a rough estimate, 107. Let's call it 150, guys, right? 150 because I think they're lying. And then we're going to add your $600 monthly payment. Unbelievable monthly payment, by the way. You pay $950 per month, and you're rented out, occupied at $2,650. You said?
Pardon?
Hi, you're rented out for $2,650. You said?
Yes, sir.
I wish this is all we did. I wish this is all we did. I would because it's just yeah. I don't want to eat my words and say I want to buy this, but all I'm thinking is I want to buy this. That's all I'm thinking. All I'm thinking is I want this. I want this. I want this. I want this, guys. It's just I'm not jumping through any hoops. I'm not getting a loan. I'm not filling out paperwork. It's not about my credit score. It's not about comps. It's not about any of that bullshit. I'm dodging all of it. I'm not putting down $70,000, 75 if I were getting a loan on this. I'd be putting down 75K if I'm getting a loan. He has it at 40K down. His payments of 600. My payments would be over 2,000 with a normal mortgage. His interest rate is what? 0?
Yeah, I told them we cannot put the interest rate because if we put the interest rate, it's gonna kill the cash flow. So as stack up, we give them above asking price, so we can be able to cash flow. And she said something the seller would like to to see. So only thing we're looking for is just the bank statements because they have doubts about the proof of fund authentic or is not. It's lazy. I'm an acquisition manager for Gandhi Taylor Property, but they want just the bank statements.
I think
to present to the seller.
I think I buy this, man. I think I buy this. It's just.
If you can give her a call, that'd be great too. Because I told
Yeah.
my boss can give you a call, or she can email you the bank statement just to be to be comfortable with what we're doing.
Yeah, your roof looks good too. I think I'm gonna buy this, man. Oh, I just really think I should buy this. That's really a great deal. And your interest is how long is your term, by the way? Your term on this?
6 years balloon.
Yeah, that's so solid, bro. That's so solid. Let me look at your comps really quick, but it doesn't even matter. I'm just curious. The comps, it doesn't matter. I know it's good over here. So let's go. Hopefully not non-disclosure. Good. And then boom, 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 boom. Apply. And then we're going to go from to for sale and then property type multifamily, price high to low. Highest sale in the area is 520, going down to lower square footage houses, 450, 411, 400. Those are duplexes or a triplex. That one went for 375. That one went for 450. That one went for 411 for a duplex. Yeah, so it's probably worth somewhere in the fours, guys. Probably 415 to 440. And we have it at 452. But we also have 0% interest for 72 months. That's 72. So we pay down $43,000 throughout our term, plus our down payment of another $40,000. So throughout the term length, guys, we pay down $83,000 off of the purchase price. 450, 451, you said, or 452. Minus 83,000. I'd owe $370,000 at the close of escrow. 370 is what I owe at the close of escrow. Or I'm sorry, at the balloon, 369. And the house is probably at that time in 6 years worth closer to 500, right? So I could easily refinance that out. Okay. So but it also could be a great wholesale deal. You could also just get a fat fee off of this, maybe much more than I could pay you on this. The cash on cash return for $26.50, we're going to take off 15%, and then we're going to subtract your monthly payments of $950. You make $1,300 a month, which is excellent, but you really make more. That's just taking money off the top. You make 15 per year, and your total cost of buying for the buyer, let's say we stack, to give you 10,000. I'd like to get a buyer to give you 10,000, maybe more. 66,000 would be their entry fee at that with cash on cash return. It's a phenomenal deal, dude. It's a phenomenal. I really love it. And I think the best thing that I'm seeing here is your condition. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Do you want me to call that phone number here?
Yeah, give her a call just to assure her because she's gonna send the bank statement. Say we are lazy, I'm just a acquisition manager for Grand Detailer Property. That's why I sent you the proof of fund you saw on the case one.
Yeah, really good. I'm gonna call her right now. And what does she know you as? What's like not OB3? What does she know you as?
Ba, acquisition manager, BA, Ba.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Okay. She didn't respond, but let me get you this month's bank statement, okay?
Okay.
Okay. That's really good, man. That is really good. Bear with me for a sec, guys. I have to get a bank statement and I have to redact a bank statement. Just a Okay, here, and then statements, and then let's do May 29th, download, save as PDF. And then we will drop this in. Bear with me for just a sec, guys. They need a bank statement. Tools, annotate. Let's go ahead and do. Gotta draw over the account number. I can't give them my account number. Almost done. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. All right, I've got a bank statement for you. I don't think there's any other secret information here. So this is Yeah, I'm going to delete the other tabs here because there's... does it not let me? No. I'm going to have to take a screenshot because I don't want to have to redact every single page. This is a statement. It's going to take me a long time to redact every page. So I'll call her. I could call her again and see if she responds, but there's that. I'll also get you another proof of funds with today's date. That, and then I can also. And then I think they always like having a copy of my driver's license too. So I'll also send you that because they really like that. And I'll leave a on her phone. So now she has my portfolio, a screenshot of my bank account, a bank statement, and my driver's license, and a voicemail from me. I will call her one more time, see if she responds. Okay, so we're going to talk to her one more time.
Hello, this is Christina.
Hi, Christina. My name is Richard Taylor. I'm just getting Bob to send over my bank statements to you for the purchase of the property on Delavan Avenue. He's my acquisitions manager. I understand that you wanted to speak with somebody from the firm.
No, I didn't. I actually said specifically I did not need to. This exact screenshot of proof of funds has been provided. So I said, screenshots are great, but screenshots for proof of funds is like an unverified buyer.
Sure.
So both sellers are savvy sellers, and they always request that proof of funds or pre-approvals come with the offers. So while I can let them know there's an offer coming, I can't actually, present an offer with any confidence or certainty unless we have, actual bank statement, bank verification letter, anything that's, besides a screenshot.
Yeah, I just sent a bank statement over to you guys. It shows $187,000 in deposits and additions for last month. Hopefully that suffices, but that is coming over to you now. And let us know if your client is interested in moving forward with the offer.
Okay, and where did you send that?
That is being sent to you from my acquisitions manager. I just sent it over to him. He should be sending it to you now.
Okay, all right, I'll wait to receive that. That's great. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you much. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Was she writing or no?
Only thing was just in the bank statements. She wanted, that's why, like, I know, she was like, oh, send me the bank statements. Only thing I want. I don't want to talk to anybody. Say, hey, it's okay. We are for real. It's gonna, yeah, that's the issues we was having. The bank statements. Besides that, everything good.
Okay, well, we got her a ton of credibility. I'm sure she'll need more. I'm sure she's not going to like that I screenshot it because my bank statement shows every transaction that we've done, right? So it shows like, I don't know, hundreds of transactions throughout the month. So I just took a picture of the first page because it shows my account number and she could steal my information if I were to give her. Anybody could. So I don't want to give her my account. But yeah, anyway. I'll add her to my contacts just in case she calls me back and wants to yell.
Okay, thanks so much, Rich. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, what a great deal, man. Really good job.
Thank you.
I'm having to bite my tongue. Don't do an impression of her. Don't do an impression of her. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So both of my sellers are actually quite savvy. And we're not taking this proof of funds. In fact, this proof of funds has been passed around to actually multiple of my coworkers. So we just we just don't really consider you to be a verified buyer. So it should be pretty easy to get that if you could send it over. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Okay. So moving on, Suppressor, did you have a deal for me? Oh, with Steel, yes, we'll bring you up. Don't worry, I'll talk to you.
Hey,
Hey, what's going
I
on?
do have a deal for you. I have a weird hybrid deal in Cleveland, and I also have a fix and flip in Detroit from Ali again. The same dude that had that other one, but I think this one's actually in your price range with the ARV you want.
I
DM'd
hope
it to
you're
you. It's
right.
probably the last message I sent.
The last message you sent is, I think it might be worth it.
I think this one might be worth it.
Okay, which one is this one?
The message that's right up above it, the Motor City deals, the link.
Oh, okay, you've got a link to some deals. Okay, there's 2 houses here. Are we talking about Terry Street? I hope.
Yeah, the one up above. Yeah, Terry Street.
Price
First one.
55, ARV 130. Can we get it below 55? Because I just from the look of this, I think my contractor's probably going to tell me that.
Wait, I see 35. Wait, which one are you?
Price 55, Terry Street. Can I share my screen?
Oh, wow. He already sold it, bro. Wow. I called him and I said, yo, bro, that's impossible. He had a house that was 240. That was 30. 240 ARV. That was 35K, bro.
It's all good.
Oh man, it's gone.
I got a lot of people. I got a lot of people to talk to. Let me move on. I got a lot of people to talk to.
There's Saburn Street if you want. That one has a pretty good.
Dude, that's a terrifying house. That's a tear down. Look how it's collapsing on itself.
It's falling. Oh man, yeah, this was horrible.
Recent shootings. So Georgie, we're shooting our shot, man. I guess pun intended. We're shooting our shot, Georgie. But you know, there's maybe 10 shootings there in the past 3 days. It's a war zone. So we're gonna shoot our shot, man. We'll see what happens. But here's an interesting thing. We got a 14-year-old wanting to take action. Let's talk to him. His name, it says Steele in here. What's your name? Is your name Steele? That's a pretty cool name if your name is Steele.
Hi, my name's Sully Phillips.
Sully Phillips. What's going on, man? He's got the voice for it. We've had a lot of 14-year-olds are like, hi guys. And I'm like, all right, well, I love the passion, but it's going to be hard for a realtor to take you seriously. Okay, cool. So a realtor could assume that you're 20 with that voice. So locked in already. How can I help you, bro?
I mean, I don't have a deal yet. I've been watching your content for probably the past year. But you know, school and everything. I'm a full-time student athlete, so it's been pretty hard to find time. I don't want to get into something if I'm not like fully able to. You know, I have a lot of time on my hands with summer. Just not really sure where to start, you know. I'm seeing a bunch of YouTube videos. My parents are really into real estate. I'm up in North Carolina, Charlotte. But yeah, you know, I don't have a deal yet, but I'm just not sure what steps I should take to try and get
that
first deal done.
Yeah. I'll kind of show you what I'm looking for. Is this the one that I used to like? I think it might be. Is that the Peyton Street, the one that I'm looking for? Because honestly, a really good way to start is just look for me. Oh, that's not the one I was looking at. Damn it. We had one that was exactly what I was looking for just a second ago. Memphis, Ridgewood, walkthrough scheduled. We walked Ridgewood. Oh, Ridgewood was rough. Ridgewood was really rough. Highland, Turner. If not, I'll just start from scratch. But I had such a good example off the top of my head. College Street, Joseph Buying, 62 Wheeler. We'll go ahead and find another one, man. God, I had such a good one that just was such a great example of what I'm looking for. But so do you want me to go into the creative finance side of things or the fix and flip side of things? And I'll give you the trade-off between the two right now. So if I were to show you how to get started, like what's the best way to get started? I would say that getting a creative finance deal is harder, but much more likely to sell, but doesn't necessarily have to be harder. And getting a rental property or a fix and flip is easier, but less likely to sell. So what would you like me to jump into for you?
I mean, I have a notebook out right now. I mean, whatever you recommend.
Man, I just think it's great to understand creative finance. I really think it's a really awesome thing to understand creative finance. So, let's check that out. I'm gonna go to a pretty bland market like Iowa. I'm pretty lame, pretty bland market, and I'm gonna leave the major city, Des Moines, and I'm gonna find myself a secondary market within here. My goal in doing this is I'm trying to find a place that just doesn't sell very well, a place that just kind of sits. So what's this? Cool. Iowa on the edge of Illinois. We don't really want to be in Illinois because there's a wholesale restriction in Illinois, but this side of Iowa is totally fine. So Iowa, oh, this is Davenport. Great. We like Davenport, Iowa. So, we call these people all the time and they just say yes to seller financing deals. So I'll kind of explain what that means here. This is a house that's been here for 185 days, right? It's a fully rented 4-unit property. And for whatever reason, nobody wants it. We don't know why. Now, in a case where a house is not selling, what we can do to make it sell is have the seller finance us. And what that means is the seller lets us make monthly payments. And generally speaking, we have to talk to 10 to 20 people in order to find somebody who is willing to do this. Because effectively what we're saying is, hey, I'm going to give you, and we offer over asking price in a lot of these cases, or an interest rate, over asking price or an interest rate. In this case, I'll give you $300,000. I don't want to go too much more above 300 because I don't think it's worth that based on the price. I'll give you $300,000 as long as we can make you monthly payments for 6 years. What do you think? And they're probably going to say no. But we could also stack an interest rate onto this. So the basis of this is beating the terms of the bank. And that's what the guy with the last deal was showing me. That triplex that he had with 40K down, typically to buy a 320K triplex, you're going to have to put down 75K with closing costs. To get a triplex for 40K down, it saves the buyer a lot of money. So sometimes the value in a deal is not its purchase price, but rather it's the financing within the purchase price. I always say a house is not worth its price, it's worth its financing. So something we can do to make a house sell that just isn't moving is offer them more than they're looking to get, as long as we can make the monthly payments that are better than the terms of the bank. The bank would like 20% down at 7% interest. So if we could get somebody for 10% down, selling it for 15% down, and perhaps we have below a 7% interest rate, even a 6% interest rate would suffice. You have something appealing to the buyer. The heaviest thing that they care about is the down payment. So the interest rate, yeah, that's important, but down payment is king. And you're putting 20% down with a loan. So here, I would say the max down payment we'd want to do is maybe $35,000 so that we could sell it for $45K. And we would still be beneath the down payment of the bank, largely because the bank has high closing costs, like $10,000 in closing costs, whereas a seller finance deal may only have $5,000 or $6,000 in closing costs. So that's the basis of it. And there's two identifying factors here. You can either look for a house like this that's not selling, and you can call and pitch seller finance to them. So I can actually demonstrate that process for you right now, just because I always try to get behind what I'm saying, and I want to see if I can do exactly what I'm telling y'all to do. So let's see. And then after this, I'll tell you the next motivation for seller finance, because this is days on market is one, but it's deeper than that too. Pull it up in PropStream to see what their debt is. That's why I pulled it into this website. I want to see if they have any mortgage, just in case I have to factor that in, but they don't. So that makes it super simple. And they didn't respond. So am I just going to leave it be? No, I'm going to shoot them a text. I'm going to say, Oh, my phone's lagging real bad. I can't type. Oh, it's just frozen. What happened? Oh my God. They're really trying to get me to upgrade to the next iPhone, aren't they? Do I really have to manually type this in? Okay. I just saw your listing on 11 Oak Lane. Can you present an offer for me? I buy with seller financing. I'd offer $300,000 as long as we could put $30K down with the seller and pay your commission on top. My monthly payments would be roughly 40%. 40% of the rent, and my term would be 6 years long. And I send them that, and most of the time they say no, but some of the time they say yes, like on this one right here. We had a student in Africa call the seller, and he offered them their asking price on a set of monthly payments. I think it was maybe 300K, or maybe it was listed for 240. We offered 260 with $30,000 down. And turns out the realtor had another one of these, and we ended up getting both of them, and a buyer paid $7,500 per pop, and we were able to get a $15,000 finder's fee off of these two properties. That also happened on this property right here. This is a mixed-use commercial building in Connecticut. I've never seen the building before. I've never been over there before. We got a $50,000 finder's fee for this one. Seller had two more, another 10 per pop. That's $70,000, right? That happened on this house right here years ago to me. This happened. I got this property under contract. I got it for $320,000. I got it for $30K down. I got a monthly payments of $500. We got a $25,000 finder's fee for our position in this contract, which really just lets you know how much buyers are interested in these seller financing deals. Tomorrow, this deal closes for a $5,000 finder's fee. It's a distressed single family in Detroit. We gave them $4K down, and the buyer paid $9K down. Next week we have this one closing. This is a $0 down house. I sold it for $7,000 down. The week after that, we have another $0 down house closing. These are just my personal deals that I'm working on right here. And this doesn't even include the deal that guy just showed you, right? With his thick accent calling. So this is beyond possible. Now, what's the kicker for all these properties? They just sit, and they're kind of in weird areas like Mount Clemens, Michigan. Who's ever heard of Mount Clemens, Michigan? And I find that the way that we find those areas is go to the major city and then leave. Go to Austin, Texas, right? And then leave, right? We leave Austin, Texas, and we're going to go out over here. And look, here's a place in Texas called College Station in Bryan, Texas, a much less common area. We could still do a deal out there as long as it's creative finance. The other thing about creative finance is you don't have any limiting areas. You can really just go everywhere, all over the United States. Whereas I have cash buyers that are strong in a number of markets. And honestly, you have to stay within major cities if you're going to be wholesaling cash houses on Zillow. So I really like creative finance, but if you're a buyer, I like to buy with loans. It's wholesaling cash deals is great. It's great, but it is very hit or miss, and it can be a great place to start. But honestly, this is the stuff that we really want you to learn. Looking for deals in Little Rock, Arkansas, nothing like 17 million. This would probably be the biggest deal you could do with us. We probably start to not have buyers after this point. So if you were to get something like this on seller finance terms, holy shit, you'll make $100,000, maybe 75. But it's really, really, really cool. And I'll tell you the final trigger. And when I say trigger, I mean like what causes you to look for one of these deals. I'll tell you the final thing. So what we really care about in these deals is that they don't work for other people. the days on market is fine, but not working for other people is key. And what I'll tell you is other people use loans. So if you buy something for 725,000 as they're asking, you got to put down about $145,000. That's 20%, always 20% on an investment loan. Your interest rate might be around 7, and your taxes and insurance are looking pretty cheap at just about $720, $720, and then you've only got $3,800 in mortgage payments. So you pay $4,520. Now, imagine that this building only brings in $4,500. Well, wait a second. You would have just had to drop $145K to not make anything per month, right? Which is really hard. It's not a good investment, and it would sit and sit and sit and sit and sit and sit. Now, do I think that this property is that? Well, there's 7 units, and there's 6,100 square feet, meaning about 900 square foot per unit. And you're probably looking, because it's really nicely renovated inside, at over $1,000 per unit. So maybe 1,200 per unit. 1,200 times 7 is 1,400 plus 7,000, $8,400. Your mortgage payment on here is $4,500. So this thing works, which is why it's under contract. But I like to find ones that just fundamentally do not work. And honestly, they're all over the United States. Realtors just don't really understand. So check this out. This is a triplex and a duplex, 5 units, right? 5 units this time. It doesn't look that nice. Looks pretty average, right? Very average, normal place, little bit of blood on the floor. You know how it goes. And you know what? This thing probably rents out because it's damn near Section 8 housing. I'd say 900 per unit. 900 times 5. It's $4,500. What's your mortgage on 650? And this is where I call. And I'll tell you what I'd say when I call. And I got to get through all these questions. I don't think I can call. But the thing that I'd say when I call is, hey, I'm trying to get pre-qualified on an investment loan. How much y'all rent out for? We got tenants in place for $4,500. And I say, my mortgage is about $5K. I'd love to make money on this deal. Are you flexible on price? And they're gonna be like, yeah, we're flexible on price. And I'm like, I'd love if my mortgage were $3,000 and y'all rent for $4,500 so that I can make $1,000 a month after expenses on this thing. And they say, okay, where would that put you? And I'm like, man, to drop a mortgage from $4,500 to $3,000, it's like $140K lowball. I mean, you think that's worth presenting? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, I'm interested, man. How would we get this done? Because it loses money monthly. My lender would say, no, they're not allowed to give me a loan that loses money. It looks like they're giving me the loan for the purpose of foreclosing on me and taking the house. So what do we do? And usually they're like, I don't know. I don't really know. And at that point you say, well, I'll tell you what. How about over a 6-year period of time, I give you your asking price. I'll give you $650. I'll give you a nice big down payment, nice monthly payments. And we'll make payments to your seller for 6 years. And at the end of the 6 years, we'll refinance them out everything else that we owe them. And they may say, no, we don't want to do that. But the thing is, this property doesn't work for other real estate investors. It's a losing investment through and through. It's a losing investment. So we call them, and to avoid the embarrassment of my seller doesn't want to seller finance, we like to back them into a corner where it's like, look, man, I don't really want to seller finance either. But what else would I do if I can't get a loan on this thing, man? Right? I could pay in cash, but understand trading $650,000 for a 4% return on investment is not good. And it's like, how'd you get 4%? Well, that's just a rough estimate, but generally speaking, buying real estate in cash and renting it out, that's not a good use of money. Your money would go way further in the stock market. So it's not a great idea to buy in cash. So I call this the checkmate pitch. And the reason I call it the checkmate pitch is I hit every objection before I make my pitch. We kind of back them into a corner just like you do with chess. Well, I'd love to get a loan on this, but how do I get a loan? Now it's not like, well, you just get a loan. I'd love to buy this in cash, but the stock market would go way further than this. It's not even a guess. We know, right? How do I buy this thing? It just doesn't really seem possible. And then when we present our solution of seller financing over 6 years, it's not so much, we hate your offer, we don't want to do it, because I'd agree with them if they said that. I'd say, I don't like this offer either. How can we get a loan on this thing, man? How do we get a loan? The name of the loan that real estate investors use to buy rental properties is called a DSCR loan. DSCR. What does DSCR stand for? Debt service coverage. What does that mean? A measurement of a firm's ability to cash flow to pay current debt obligations. Well, that's investor speak. I'll break it down. If your loan is covered by the rent, we'll give you a mortgage. If your loan is below the rent, we're not giving you a mortgage. Debt service, mortgage. Debt service, mortgage. Debt service means mortgage. Coverage means coverage. Mortgage coverage loan. Is mortgage covered? If so, you get the loan. If mortgage is not covered, you don't get the loan. So this would be a great property to call on. I'll go ahead and I'll drop it in your chat. But first, I want to see if they have any mortgage on this so that I can know what to offer here. Because that's the only part we haven't really dove into. They do, but it's small. So go ahead and make them an offer on this thing if you'd like. But that's a good place to start, man. I'd love to talk more. I can take a couple questions from you. I really wanted to talk because you're 14, and I think that's so cool that you're jumping into this at that age. But I do have a lot of other people to talk to. So is there anything else I could briefly help you with?
No. I mean, do you think I'd benefit from like a one-on-one call?
Man, you're 14. I don't want you to spend money on a one-on-one call. I want you to succeed, man. I'll give you 30 minutes free. I'll give you 30 minutes free. My cell phone number's in your DMs. Shoot me a text, okay?
You sure about that? I mean,
I'm okay. I'm okay, man. I'm okay. You know why I'm doing this? Because if you do it, I get a yell on social media about how a 14-year-old got a deal and you didn't. And this thing is, it wouldn't be my first time. We had a 12-year-old do a deal here.
Yeah, I saw that.
We've had 15-year-olds, 17-year-olds, just so many. So,
all right. I mean, I really appreciate it. It's going to help a lot. I mean, I think it's going to, benefit me for the future. I mean, going into college, being able to say I can just build a portfolio.
Well, yeah, you absolutely can with creative finance. So tell you what, shoot me a text so I can add you to my contacts. I probably need 1 to 2 days notice if we're going to do a one-on-one. But
yeah, of course, no problem.
Yeah, shoot me a text. Cell phone's in your DMs, and people are going to try to pay you to sell the phone number. Please don't. But yeah, then I will add you in my contacts as what was your name? Not what was it?
Sully, Sully.
Sully. Okay, like the pilot. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Shoot me a text. We'll add you as Sully one-on-one, and then we'll do a little 30-minute one-on-one. Bro was barely.
Thank you so much.
Dude, Juan, that's right. That's right. Shit. And all right, suppressor we talked. Yeah, OB3 we talked. Steel we've talked. He's gonna shoot me a text. I'll add him to my contacts when he does. And then we just got a couple more people here before I head out. So we're gonna talk to probably Vlad. Vlad, what's going on, man? Hopefully a deal for me.
Yes, Rich. Yes. So I'm about to send you something in your DMs, something similar to your Connecticut deal. Let me see. I just sent it to you.
Mike, EMD is in for those deals. And then Vlad just sent me a deal. Mortgage takeover, Binghamton. Cool. Wait. It's not said that way, right? It's Binghamton, right?
Yeah.
Binghamton.
It's not on the contract.
Oh, we're not sharing my screen. Okay, cool. Tell me about this. What is this? It doesn't really look like it's for sale on Zillow. 1.3 million. Okay, we got is this a LoopNet deal? You found a Crexty or LoopNet deal?
Yeah, LoopNet, yeah.
Love it, man. Love using the alternative sources. Okay, cool. So this is the type of shit that makes people 50 to 100K in the group. I love it. It's a big ass building, guys. It's huge. $1.3 million. What kind of terms do you have verbally on this?
So I told them 60K to seller, 20K towards their equity, 10K for the towards agent commission. When I put it in Hold My Hand Wholesale, the website, it says it was going to be a 22% cash on cash, but entry of 10%, 10.9.
Okay, and have you presented the offer?
Yes. So this is where I needed your help. So they needed to talk to the buyer, the seller, not the seller, the agent. He wants to feel comfortable to do it. He verbally told me yes, but he wants to schedule a call, so we can't call him right now. We call him tomorrow if we could do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
When you have more time.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. You want me to bring it up tomorrow?
Yes, sir. Do you think it's a good deal or?
If you can put 10% down and on a 6-year term and your payments are 40% of rent, yeah, it's great.
6 years. I told them that there's no everything's the 90K. That's it.
I'm sorry.
Just to take over their mortgage.
Oh, I must have missed that. Great. Yeah. Okay. 90K to take over the loan. Yes. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so
That's below 10%. As long as that loan cash flows, you're good to go.
Yeah, it's cash flow on 22%. Cash on cash.
That's really good.
Perfect.
Could you call on my deal? I can't right now. I can definitely talk to you tomorrow though. But Vlad, I'm gonna bring you up tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Remind me to bring up Vlad.
Okay, I added it.
It said flat. Change it to Vlad. All right, I'll see you tomorrow at 2. Okay. Pacific time.
Whatever happened to that 11 portfolio property that you had in Detroit? I got the realtor keeps reaching out to me. Remember you had like a portfolio that you was working on, 11 properties in a portfolio in Detroit?
It might have been something that somebody sent me. Honestly, I don't recall that. You're talking about yeah, you're talking about GB13's Gary's deal. That's GB13's deal.
GB13, yes.
Yeah, GB13.
That's what I was trying to reach out to.
Yeah, so
the realtor keeps reaching out to me. He's like, oh yeah, these people that they're not responding. They're not doing this. Do you want the deal or not?
So
like, in my head, I'm like, wait a minute.
We walked.
Somebody else has the deal.
We literally. So here's what happened. We showed up and we walked 7 of the duplexes for GB13. Like my inspector literally went duplex to duplex to duplex. Not a single duplex had less than $30,000 in rehab. The single families didn't cash flow. They don't cash flow. It's like 100 to 200 cash flow. And I was just like, it's just tight on the cash flow. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So duplex is completely destroyed. Single families, low cash flow. I think maybe 1 or 2 of them may have gotten sold, but it was, the buyer showed up, they were fucked up. We asked for them to change the price. They weren't willing to. So I think we dropped it.
Okay. That hence why the realtor's reaching out to me. He's like, hey, do you want it? We have tons of people coming to see this. I said, well, you should reach out to them. Why are you reaching out to me? This is like his 3rd time reaching out to me.
I would hit up GB13. I'm not working on it. I don't know what's happening. It's his deal. Anyways, we'll talk, man. I gotta move on. So yeah. Let's talk to Bilal MD or Iron Man.
Hey man, sorry I'm in the car. I don't have my stuff in front of me, but I sent you something in the DMs. It's a 4-2 in Detroit. Looks like he needs heavy rehab. I got him down to 30, but he won't do like a formal contract. He says he wants somebody to walk it. I don't know if it's something worth doing. I know you don't do the heavy rehab ones, but if it's worth pursuing, maybe I can pay somebody to walk it and tell me.
I don't usually go for the 45K listings in Detroit because usually they're in rough areas. Let's just see the area first. Okay. Also, the 15K discount is fine because of its price being 45K. Yeah, this is the thing, man. It's in one of those just weird no house areas with the neighbor's house abandoned next door. People just don't want to flip in areas like this. So check this out. This is the area, right? That's the neighbor's house, and then it's like, where are all the other houses? It's like we're just kind of in this.
So having more land like in these areas is generally bad. Like you think it's like representative of less populated area.
No, it's not a population thing. This is Detroit, man. It's huge. It's more so, do families want to live there? So I'll show you a flip that I just pulled the trigger on and kind of why. And ultimately, it's because this is what the neighborhood looks like. Yeah, it's not like a great neighborhood, but you can see people live here. You know, this is just it's just a neighborhood, man. And people just live in this neighborhood, and it may not be like a super nice neighborhood, but you know, you could raise a kid here, and it's not the end of the world. This is actually trash from my property. This is shit that the previous owner left. But yeah, we're gonna turn this thing into the other ones that we see around it, and because it's not a very nice neighborhood, it'll sell for 180. You know, it's a 180K house. It's not that crazy.
So what would you and say you're my buyer, because I haven't had a deal yet. What are you typically looking at for a single family in Detroit entry? Entry is $0 for me because my lender pays purchase price and rehab.
I
mean, something like, I guess, under contract, right? Like the 45K ones are too low. So what range would one be looking at?
Well, you can get a deal for 45, but I hope it's listed for more than 45. So I would say that houses that I go after are listed from anywhere between 60,000 all the way up to 200,000, because I'll also take on a single family. I'll do a single family. If you've got a single family and it's distressed at 110,000, great. I'll buy it for 110,000. I'll put in 60, 70K. I'll sell it for 250. I like to stay lower than that. I like my ARVs to be maybe in the low 200s. And the reason I like them to be in the low 200s is because I want to be in them for the mid 100s. And the reason I want to be in them for the mid 100s is if you refinance $150,000, it's still cash flows. If you refinance $250,000, you're losing money monthly. And what I mean by that is if your house doesn't sell and you have to turn it into a rental, the mortgage on a $250K house is more than the house will rent out for. But the mortgage on a $150K house is significantly less than the house will rent out for. So ideally, if you can get something under contract between probably 50 and 110,000 for me, and it's distressed and has an after repair value, I'll look at multifamily and single family. Although I've looked at almost every multifamily in Detroit, so I might go after a single family. Something that made sense to me.
Right. Thanks, man. Back to the drawing board. I'll be back tomorrow.
We signed this yesterday. So I wholesaled this yesterday to my business partner, this guy in the chat. Still at list price, but we can never offer list price. So I didn't, but we wholesaled it to my business partner, and he doesn't care because he's my business partner. But if you're curious about what the neighborhood numbers should look like, this is phenomenal. The ARV is definitely between $170,000 and $200,000, and the neighborhood's even better than our neighborhood. Like, look at this.
I see.
Yeah, cute little neighborhood. Yeah, so that's the type of, when your house is in an area like this, like, oh yeah, people want to raise their kids there. But when there's like an abandoned crack house across your street, they're like, it doesn't scream like little Timmy will have a good time here.
Got it. All right. Thank you, man.
Gotcha. Yusuf, man, I'm beat today. I could probably check it out tomorrow, but I'm sure it's a great deal. We got 3 more people. Dennis, let me quick bathroom break, guys. Quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. God, it's probably like 60 degrees in here. I can't believe it. The rest of my house, they did a bad job with the central AC. Not a good job. Freezing in this room, warm or moderate in the other rooms. Okay. All right. We have Dennis. Dennis, what's going on, man?
Hey, I don't have them under contract. I sent it to your DM. I think you can pick it up for 40 or 35, but they just need someone to walk it.
Okay. 45. Dude, it's listed at 47.
No, I think you can pick it up for 35. I said.
Oh, okay. It's listed 10K above that. Have you taken the courses?
Yep.
Discounts, dude, discounts. If it's listed at 47 and you get it at 35, we're sending it to the buyer at 40, and the buyer's paying 7K below list. We just, we definitely need a discount, guys. And if you're not about discounts, do creative finance. So it's not even a numbers thing. It's like 12K below list is just not really something that we can send out to our buyers. And what is the step-by-step guide, Jared? What are you referring to in the step-by-step guide? Guys, I can show you step-by-step right now what this process looks like. So let's pretend it's this house right here. Hi, I got pre-approved at 25. Could you send that to your client? Okay, cool. Thanks so much. Oh, wow, your client accepted that offer? Okay, awesome. Could you send me a contract? Cool. I'm going to open it up in my email. Just 1 second. Okay, thanks so much. Talk soon. Bye-bye. All right, looks like agent sent me a contract. Let's go ahead and open up a contract an agent actually just sent me. Let's go ahead and look at it. Okay, here's the contract. I'm going to command find for assign. Oh, it doesn't say anything about assignment. Maybe I'll download it, put it into Claude or ChatGPT, see if it says anything. Okay, cool. It doesn't say anything about that. I'm signing. I'm done. Okay. Now that I've got the signed contract, hey, I signed. Did your seller sign? They did. Awesome. Thanks. I'm now going to go ahead and type hashtag submit, and I am going to submit the deal right here. And then my team is going to reach out to you via text, and the text is going to be something you can respond to, and you're going to get emailed, and you're going to get called, and we're going to try to sell your deal. Now, if you want to also sell your deal at the same time, I always think that Facebook groups are really powerful, guys. That's how I found my buyers for years and years and years, posting them in real estate groups like this one. People post deals in groups like this. Also, they just ask questions, but there's a lot of buyers in here. These are buyers for deals, and you can just throw. You see, look, they're talking about renovation stuff. You can just throw your deals in here, and people will reach out to you. They may be wholesalers, but they could also be buyers. You can also go on Buy Box Cartel, and you can post your deal, and you send it to my team, and now you've got 3 different dispo channels. Now, with that said, is the initial contract always comes from the agent? Most of the time, yes. But if you're doing a creative finance deal, you may have to send the contract to the realtor because they may not be familiar. Does the contract ask for bank information? It does not. It does not. So yeah, that's the step-by-step, but please elaborate as to what you're looking for, and we can definitely create it. What I'm going to be doing this week as my editor has flown out is I'm going to be refilming the courses step-by-step. So not the step-by-step that you're talking about, but what it is it's going to be a lesson on ARV, a lesson on not fix and flips, a lesson on one part of fix and flips. What if the contract has a non-assignability clause? If the contract is non-assignable and you have a big enough deal, meaning it's steep enough below list price, right? Because the deal that Dylan brought us that one day, right? This guy. So this kind of explains why we don't need to get something 10K below list. This was for sale at 200. We paid 37 for it, right? So that's $160,000 discount, a little bit more than that, $162,000 discount. And it's just like, we can do better than 10K, man. We could do better than 10K. So if your deal is non-assignable and it's a big enough deal like this one, we double close it, which is actually what we did with this deal to protect our assignment fee, to protect it so that the realtor didn't realize how much we were making on the deal, because it means that we buy it and resell it, but the lender pays for it. Now, that usually costs 3 to 4K. Call it 4K. Not out of your pocket, out of your assignment fee. So if you have a 5K assignment, it's not really something we want to double close, right? Because you're just not going to make any money on the sale. However, If you've got a 20K assignment, it might as well be double closed if it's a non-assignable contract, but that comes from getting a big discount. Now, creative finance doesn't require a discount. Anyways, man, definitely prioritize discounts unless you're going after creative finance, which it's not super important if it is creative finance to be discounted off of list. Anyways, we got a couple more questions here. Mr. Patrick, how are you doing today? Hello, Patch. Oh,
Yes.
hi. How are
I
you?
was reading that term. I'm pretty good, brother.
How can I help you today?
So you remember the guy we were talking to last week about that house? The one on, I think it was on, hold on, check your inbox. I sent the listing to you. So he sent me 5 properties that he think you may like. They're all off market. He said, you pick and choose and you pick your price. So how about,
Oh,
yeah.
I will go, I'll tell you what, I'll go through all these, but man, this is going to take me like 30 minutes. I don't think I have the bandwidth for that right now.
No, that's fine. But what I was really calling is about Greenlawn. If you look at that Greenlawn property, so at first he wanted cash, but I got him seller finance.
Nice, dude. Because I was going to say, this is a 320K duplex in Detroit. This thing loses money, a lot of money.
Yeah.
So this is great. This is the exact thing we're looking for. What kind of terms you got?
Purchase price, I started at 270.
Wow, that's 60K below list.
Down payment, 40,000.
Okay, yeah, we'll take that.
Monthly payment, 1,400.
Okay, yeah, what's it rent for? Probably like 3K.
32.
Really nice, man. I support it. And guys, you're like, wait a second, 40K down on 270. It's listed for 325. So you can do a little
No
bit
interest the first 2 years. 24 months, 0 interest.
interesting structure. Okay. No interest the first 2 years. What does it jump to? You've got an ARM, which is okay.
5%.
5%. Okay.
5% after 25 month 25.
I'll take that.
Balloon payment remains. Principal balance due at conclusion of 72-month term.
Okay, I'll take that.
Seller makes. That sounds good.
Yeah, I take that. I take that. A structure that I'd prefer is, well, let's see the days on market. I'd love you to go, we can do that deal, but I would also like maybe 20K above asking, 345.
Okay.
345. If we could put down closer to 30K or 35K. But then he's going to want his interest thing again. So
yeah,
if you
Would it
haven't,
be okay to just leave the interest.
yeah, the interest is okay. That's okay. You can leave it right there.
All right.
I'd love closer to 35 down, but that's optional. It's not necessary. If you get it at 35K down, I might be able to get you $13,000 on this.
All right.
If you get it,
But yeah, bringing it doesn't hurt. Bring it to 345. It won't hurt, right?
yeah, I could probably get you 7 to 8 on this. 7 to 8,000 on this thing with your current terms.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, that's good.
It's just waiting for me right now.
It's creative and it's good. And let me know if you need anything. I like this.
Perfect. And then and with those other addresses that I sent you, I think that you would like 95 Wayburn. I'm not saying the full address, it's the first 2 numbers. 96 Belfort and 91 Bedford.
Let's come talk tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Remind me to bring up. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Remind me to bring up Patrick.
Okay, I added it.
Why not 325? Devin, interest has to be conveyed in some way, right? So if this guy asked for a 5% interest rate after the second year, you could give him his asking price, but that doesn't really convey interest. My goal in offering 345 is to say, hey, I'll offer you over his asking price if we can do no interest. And the reason I do that is because you actually save a lot more money if you can do over asking price, no interest, if it's about 10% over asking, because of the massive effect that interest has on the deal. However, his current structure works. It's largely putting yourself in the seller's shoes. I bet Patrick didn't come up with that interesting adjustable rate mortgage. I bet the seller did. Am I right, Patrick?
No, my agent. Actually, me and my agent been working on it for the last week.
All right, great. Well, maybe the agent's been conveying what the seller wants, but 5% interest is now in their head. We've got to convey interest
Yes.
in some way, shape, or form. Midge from Cleveland, Harvey 5 unit is asking if you have buyers in Mississippi. Yes, but not cash buyers. No cash buyers, but yes for buyers, creative finance buyers. Jackson, Mississippi is a little bit of a rough city, but we can make it work if it works. Can we do it tomorrow? Yes, Ash. I'll absolutely try to bring you up tomorrow. I'm sorry, guys. Monday's always a bit of a rush. Patrick, we'll talk tomorrow. Last question is Mr. Jamie. Jamie, how are you doing today?
Doing good, man. How about you?
I'm okay. How can I help?
So this is a really weird, really weird. I sent you 2 properties, but let me just go over the details. They are willing to do seller finance, but here's the really weird part. They want to do a JV on the seller finance for the exit.
Are they a
They're
wholesaler?
willing to do like $10,000 down for each one, and they'll finance the rehab too. So that's the crazy part. Is that because it's like a corporation or something? And I'm pretty sure this is not a deal at all. It's not what we do, but just wanted to bring it up to see, like, you know.
Well, I'm willing to be creative. My only concern is the first one you showed me is a big rehab. New roof, interior needs lots of work. Some weird things going on in the interior of that other one. But my only concern is this one right here on Woodingham Drive. I'll drop a photo in the chat for everybody. That's a rehab for sure, right? Right there. That's a
Yeah, absolutely.
That's definitely looking like a rehab. So the reason that we don't, because it doesn't really make sense. Why would we not seller finance something that needs work? Isn't that better than the bank's terms? And the answer is the bank will pay for the full rehab, but these guys are willing to pay for the rehab too, which is very interesting. What an interesting deal structure. 10% down and they pay for rehab. Wow. But
They want, if you do 10K, they want to take 60% of the, like, you know, after repair when they sell it. If you do up to 30, they'll do 60-40.
they're asking for a novation agreement. They're asking for you to novate the property. This is called the novation agreement, and it's on market, which is interesting. So essentially, a novation agreement is like, you can come in and renovate my property, right? You can come in and make it nice. And generally, the seller doesn't pay for the rehab, but you can come in and renovate my property. You don't have to buy it. When we buy it, we'll list it for this amount. I keep anything below this. You keep anything above that. And it's a way to flip a property without actually buying the property. You get the seller's power of attorney to list the house. So this is interesting. I wonder if I could switch them to a different structure.
Yeah, I got them down to 150 also on, like, both of them. So that's a 9+.
Look at this room. What could be going on here? I wonder what that.
Estimates are around 50K in rehab, which is, I know it's in the upper range of, like.
It's not that bad. 50K is fine. I'm doing one of those now, but I wonder, this is just what I'm looking at is very strange. Like the crack in the ceiling is really interesting. What happened there? Is that a foundation thing? And then the discoloration on the wall, I am also very curious about that. So I definitely want to entertain this, but this first one's a fix and flip. I wonder if I could just, I mean, I feel like it's got some character in it. I mean, maybe it's in a good enough area to flip. Woodingham doesn't look like a tremendous rehab.
Currently, the ARV for that one is 330. I don't believe it's 330, but that's what they said.
I low-key believe them, dude. Look at the neighborhood. For Detroit, this is a peak neighborhood. This is peak Detroit neighborhood right here. Yeah, I could see that. I'm interested in this thing, but as a fix and flip, not a seller finance. And then the other one's not in as bad of shape. The other one's in not as bad of shape. Monica Street. Monica Street is also a bit of a rehab. If it's not as bad,
They're both rehabs for sure.
I can't see
Not as bad, but yeah.
I can't see too many photos of Monica. It's hard for me to know about Monica, and they've blurred it on Google Maps. But it is also in a really nice neighborhood. Monica's in a phenomenal neighborhood. These could be 2 light work fix and flips. So, dude, I'm not thinking seller finance. I'm thinking, man, let me flip these things. I want to flip these things. And maybe I'd be willing to.
150?
Well, I don't know. Let's bring you. Well, I kind of want to talk to him.
If you give me a number, a cash number, I'll push it.
Okay, I'll tell you my numbers. So these are cash numbers. I just don't think seller finance makes a lot of sense. Because we could just get lending. So, we'd have to comp them. Hold on. All right, bear with me. It's going to take a sec here. I got to comp both of these things.
I thought you were gonna laugh at me because it seemed like such a weird deal about the whole J being for the renovations. I was like, what the hell?
There's a deal that is like that, but it's not quite done like that. And it's called a novation agreement, and Rowan does them. So, okay, you are a 3-bed. Oh, wait, that's not you. You are a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,300 square feet. 4-2, 2,300 square feet. Price high to low. 4-3, 23,000. Wow, yeah, your ARV 4-2, 2,300. Yeah, your ARV is like anywhere from 270 to 300. Call it 275. First one, ARV 275.
Yeah, that's the numbers I was getting.
Rehab on the first one, it's very hard to say. I don't know a ton of photos. The days on market is scary. I'd really want to know. I feel like I'm rushing this process. I might want to take more time tomorrow and maybe even talk to him, but
They literally dropped down the price by like $15,000 each, literally in the last couple of weeks or something. And I'm guessing that they're getting a little bit desperate.
well, I might need to allocate a little bit more time to this here. I feel like I don't know what the rehab is, but I feel like 120 might be a nice cash offer. Days on market, maybe even 100K, maybe even offer. But I honestly want to look at these tomorrow and depleted right now, and I worry that I'm information accurate. So Whittingham, I'm more interested in Monica. Monica is way cooler. Monica's got some character. I'd like to flip Monica, man. Monica Street. I will comp because I don't think I'd flip the other one, but I think I would flip Monica.
And that would be you would be looking for 120, right?
Oh no, that's for the other one. That might be for Jason. Jason in the chat is interested in these. Jason wants to flip too. But I am interested in Monica. That's a really pretty house. It looks like a light rehab too, which is exactly what I like.
Yeah. Anybody that wants to know, they can message me. I'll share what I can.
Is Monica? Are these on market or I wonder if Monica's off market?
Yeah, they're on market.
Packley right there, and then Monica is a 3-2, 1844 square feet. 3-2, 1844 square feet. 3-2, 1844 square feet. Wow. Monica's worth probably 250. ARV.
Yep.
Rehab for Monica won't be that bad. Does Monica need a roof? Monica might also just be like 50K. Kind of hard to see the roof, but Monica, yeah, she needs a roof. Okay, roof is interesting. Call the roof 13. Damn it, come back to me. Okay. We need bathrooms, bathroom, kitchen. So let's say kitchen is 7, bathroom is 5, bathroom is 5. Is that a half or a full bath? Hold on. Full bath. They've also got a basement. Windows? Windows look good, actually. And then maybe paint. We do like 3K in paint. Maybe we do 3,500 LVP. Man, yeah, I really do think your rehab might be 50K on Monica. So if it'll sell for like, call it, that one's for 268. Let's look at some more. 240. Not renovated. 247. 240. Let's call it 250. If it goes for 250, and let's say I bought it for 120, or let's say I bought it for 120. I put in, say, 60,000, 10 for closing costs. I'm in it for 190. Man, I would pay 120 as a lump sum for this, and I'd give you a fee. So I'd pick up Monica for 120. I'd love to. I don't. Jason might want the other one. I don't want the other one. It looks to be more. I'd love Monica for 120,000, and I will compensate you for Monica at 120. I probably give you. You will be getting thousands of dollars, more than $2,000, more than $3,000. If you get that for 120, so probably closer to $5,000 if you can get that for 120. My lender will pay. My terms on Monica are: I can submit non-refundable double EMD day 1 of contract. I don't need an inspection period either. In fact, I'd like you to schedule a walkthrough with me. Can you schedule a walkthrough with me right now? Ask them, say, hey, say we're interested in Monica, not with your financing arrangement outright. Can I please send my contractor to walk it? And then I want to talk to you tomorrow about when we can get my contractor into Monica, but I'm really interested in that, actually. The reason I like Monica is light rehab, beautiful neighborhood, immense character. And if anybody's curious what Monica looks like and why I like it so much, I'll go ahead and show you the street view. It's such a cute little neighborhood. It almost looks like an area out of Portland, which is where I live. I don't want to leak the address here, but oh shit. No. This is the house, guys. Sorry. That's the house.
Kind of cute.
Yeah, it's adorable. Right? And then neighborhood. Oh my god, I gotta go.
Hey, thanks for sticking around, man. I know you've been dying to go.
RR, you're echoing right now. You might want to mute. Yeah, let's spin the wheel, guys. I hope I'm not getting sick, man. That would suck. Please don't let me get sick. Hopefully just allergies. Yeah, can you ask if they're available for my contractor to walk in the next 1 to 2 days? Free VIP for
for sure. I'll definitely go right now.
Free buy box cartel marketplace. And let me ask Chris, my contractor, if he'd be available to walk tomorrow around like 5 p.m. Call Chris, Detroit contractor.
Calling Chris, Detroit contractor.
How do you find investors when you have a wholesale deal? You send it to my team within my Discord, which is what I'm always advertising, and we find them for you. Hey, man, quick question. I've got a single family in a really beautiful area of Detroit. I want to know if you'd be available tomorrow later in the day to walk.
What's later?
Maybe like...
What first? What's the area code?
It's going to be 48221.
Let me see. Hold on.
It's in Bagley.
Bagley is east side, so yeah, I can catch that on the way home.
It's right above Highland Park.
Sherwood. Yeah, I can catch it on the way home. How late though?
What do you think? Like 4 or 5 p.m.?
I would say 3:30 if you can.
3:30. I'll make it happen, or I'll see if I can.
Okay, you just texting me the address.
All right, I will. Talk soon, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This is contingent on the property being 120, right?
No, I'm gonna walk it and I'm gonna see what the rehab is, and I'll tell you my highest and best offer.
Okay. All right, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put you in a chat with my contractor so that y'all can schedule this. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Can I get your cell phone?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just DM it to me, will you? What's the youngest age to get into the business you do? Well, I'm not necessarily recommending it. There was a kid named Anson Lee from Singapore who joined Hold My Hand Wholesale, and he got a deal at age 12. The address was 9529 Mount Auburn Avenue. His fee was $3,000. And then after that, he went on at age 13 to do a $48,000 deal on the address 2222 Rose Avenue in Burlington, Connecticut, or Burlington, Colorado. It was a hotel. Now, I will say that's not average for most. In fact, most people will never get deals because this requires competence and resilience, and don't necessarily have those qualities. You have to understand has gotten used to very quick hits of dopamine, including in myself. And when life doesn't go that way, it can be really frustrating. You understand what I'm saying? What do we do subconsciously throughout the day? Scroll. What are we doing? We're essentially simulating a win in our primal brain. And what I mean by that is the only time that we'd feel the level of dopamine that our phone releases is when we would get a win in before technology times. Like you hunted something successfully, you made something successfully, you had to work for it, right? This is a free hit of dopamine. And what a free hit of dopamine does to you is it begins to train your brain to expect this level of result, which is instantaneous out of everything in life. And when life inherently, inevitably does not go that way, it's like, what's wrong? Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? What's wrong? And you quit. And our generation is full of that right now. And it's really not something that you should feel bad about. It's honestly just the way that life has gone. And honestly, I've started to fall into it too. I'm like, why isn't everything going the exact same way that I'm subconsciously training my brain to make me think it will go? So anyways, I would say that if you're like, can I do a deal? You can do a deal. You can do a deal, but you got to be resilient. You really have to be resilient, and you have to be competent because there's a learning curve, and you have to be willing to go through it. Anyways, seeing if we can walk tomorrow at 3:30.
Emailing them right now. I'll call if they don't respond soon enough.
Okay. Well, we just got that. Jamie, you're all good. And if I didn't answer your question, Jason's going to answer some questions. Jason is a mobile home park operator with over 300 mobile home spots, cash flowing over $200,000 per month for him. So he's going to answer some questions. I'm going to give away something right now. It's access to VIP, which is Biox Cartel Marketplace. 1 month free access. Post your deals. You're actually going to travel there, Detroit. I've been to Detroit once. I might go again for content purposes, but I do not actually have to be in the place that I'm flipping houses. I'm currently running 3 fix and flips there. I am across the country. So let's do a state capital, guys. I really like my state capitals. Capital of Kansas is Topeka is right. Topeka, Kansas. Brad Boost, that is correct. Now, Brad Boost, I'm going to tell you what you just won right there. Topeka, Kansas is correct. You just got 1 month of VIP, and I'm going to tell my business partner to add that to your account.
can I get your cell phone number so I can send it to my business partner?
Yep. I'll get that over to you.
And now VIP, what is that? It's not like VIP Hold My Hand Wholesale. It's a marketplace where you can post your deals. And usually it costs, I think, $69 per month. But essentially, instead of dispoing through us, you can post your deals on the website where all of our buyers scroll, and you can text blast those buyers. That's a big part that people miss. They just post on the website, not realizing that you can also text, email, and call blast those buyers, as they've opted into that.
All right, just forwarded you, I think, on a text here.
Yeah, just put it in my DMs.
All right, yeah, I'll get that sent over. Awesome.
I'm not gonna be able to see it after hours. So do you know how to send DMs on Discord? If not, I can help you out.
Yeah, I'm getting it sent right now here. 1 second.
By the way, VIP comes with lightning leads, which is a more useful tool to you if you don't have a deal yet. So lightning leads is it's low equity mortgage takeover deals, and that's a pretty powerful list to look at. And I don't have a DM from you, man. Do you need any help?
Yeah, it's not letting me send it for some reason.
No worries.
I'm pulling up your username. It's not like showing up to send a message.
No need to
Just not
no need to search me. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hover over. What device are you on?
A MacBook.
Okay, so
I think I just
double click and click message, or 2-finger click and then click message, and you'll be there.
Yeah, I think it just went through.
Awesome, man.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's gonna get assigned to your account, and it's gonna unlock lightning leads for you.
Nice. Okay,
And that
perfect.
will also unlock posting deals. My team is off right now, so that'll probably update midway tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, and that just gets assigned on like my buy box cartel.
Yeah, and I'll briefly
What's it?
illustrate what that is, guys, before I head out. But if you're on buyboxcartel.com and you log into the site, and then you go to control panel, and then you head over to lightning leads. Let's try a nice state. Like we got 3 deals in Akron closing for $39,000. We already closed one for $13,000 in Akron, but let's say we go to I don't know, Davenport, Iowa, right? And then we do on market, or we could do off market, and we do mortgage takeover, and then we'll price low to high, and we click search. We're just looking for low equity properties here. See what it pulls up for us. Great. This is a 55K house, which makes me think it must be in bad condition, right? When I see a 55K house, I'm like, I just don't really trust it. It's honestly a great rule to play by, guys. Great rule to play by. So I'm going to scroll until the houses start to become more expensive because I priced them low to high, right? So they're starting to get nicer, Let's also go ahead and do show 20. But in essence, I can find individuals who have their properties for sale at what they're listed for, and I could offer to take over their debt. Now, let me see if I can find one that I really like, because I don't typically look in Davenport, Iowa. Showing me really weird stuff right now. Very weird stuff. I'm going to click search again. Davenport, Iowa, search. But that's not true. There are lots in Davenport, Iowa. Mortgage takeover. Why maybe I have to refresh. Hold on. It loaded it at first and then it didn't. Davenport. I'll do Jacksonville, much bigger area. Jacksonville, Florida. And then we'll do on market. We'll do mortgage takeover, and then we'll just do no search filter to start with. It's going to show the expensive properties first. Like, yeah, this is 235. They owe 196. Yes, they're low equity. Yes, you could offer to take over their debt, but is it a good deal at 5.89%? No. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to price low to high because the cheaper ones, I don't care about their interest rates, right? And now we're working. Thank you. Thank you. Why weren't you working before? That's an apartment. Don't do apartments. But that's not bad. Listed for 85. They owe 64. You could give them 10K down. That's 75. And they're asking 85. Oh my God. Look at that one. Yup. Look at this. Listed for 99. They owe 95. Huh. They're going to lose so much money on the sale, and the house is turnkey as hell. Bro, offer to take this over. We're going to, step one, I so got to go, guys. My head is throbbing. But this is what he just got, right? And you guys can buy this too. I think it's like $39 or something. But if you click continue on Zillow, you see, oh, shit, the rent is terrible. Terrible rent. Their mortgage costs $787. Yeah, you know, maybe you could, but that lack of cash flow, guys, that kind of sucks. So you ideally want to find one that cash flow is 146 cash flow, 511 cash flow, but it's a condo. Get out of here, condos. So yeah, you want to take it with a grain of salt, but this cash flows really well. Listed for 110, owes 87. Oh shit, they sold. But yeah, this is what I would do. I can do this anywhere throughout the United States, and it's a pretty powerful tool. If I want to go off market, I could also go off market, and I can talk directly with sellers. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. I simply must head out. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, we got a lot of people here saying, how do I learn? If you want to learn, guys, all these people I've been talking to throughout all of today are members of Hold My Hand Wholesale. And you can join Hold My Hand Wholesale by clicking the link in my bio, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on TikTok, whatever it may be. But the biggest thing that I'll say, guys, is show up to the classes. Show up to the classes, because the classes teach you the ins and outs of this business, of which there are many. So our end goal is to find houses for real estate investors. Those guys pay us some fees. After we're done training, finding finder's fees, which is level 1, we move to potentially level 2, which could be flipping a house or buying a rental property. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here, but the live streams are not ending. They are continuing right now. Jason is going to answer some questions. So best of luck, guys, and I will be here to help with more deals and underwrite more properties and hopefully make some calls of my own tomorrow. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. Oh,